What's good? What's good? Welcome to the Pro Wrestling Shoot. I am Jesse. Joined with me as always, James, and today the Sky Factor from Icons of the Ring.
What's up?
What's good, Sky? How you doing,
man? Just chilling. Just another day in paradise. Or
you just got off work, huh? You rushed home.
Rushed home in hot ass Vegas, man.
How hot is it there right now?
Oh, I know it was getting at least probably 110 today. Maybe 111. It's been hot. It's been a hot summer.
Man. That sucks. That sucks. Yeah, I always every Tuesday when I'm doing this podcast, just know, guys, I'm rushing home from work as well. The most I get to do real quick is take a shower. Take a shower right after work.
I think we're all in the same boat.
Yeah. James too. James rushes home from work, so this is just what it is, man. Just what it is. Let's shout out the chat real quick, man. JCS, he said he's trying to be here live. I don't know if he's here right now, but we're going to shout him out anyway. What's up, homie? Mike, JCS. What's good? What's good, Mike? Joe Compton, our guest next week, man.
Joe?
Excited to talk some pro wrestling with Joe. Morrison, what's good, man? So looking forward to this.
Awesome.
Let's see here. Isaiah Hill, man. What's good, man? Good to see you.
Isaiah?
Montaigne, what's good, man?
What's
up?
In
a minute.
What's up?
REC, what's good with you? Good to see you. Rashid, what's good? Zachary, what's good? Conrad, Ray Jacobs. Good to see the love, man. Happy to see everybody in here, man. So Icons of the Ring, man. Everybody thought you guys were gone there for a little bit. Hasn't been too much activity. I think Mr. Gorilla Nuts has dropped a few every now and then, but I think Sean is kind of on a little break. I haven't seen him drop much lately.
So Sean's been on a break. Gorilla Nuts was on a break as well. He just put out his first creation in a few months, which was Coco Beware.
Right. Looked awesome, dude. Looked awesome.
Yeah, great stuff.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. You do the movesets for every single one of their creations, right? Every creation that comes out?
I would say 95% of them, yeah.
Wow.
Nine times out of 10, it's me. Like once in a while, like a manager or valet or one I might not be as familiar with or have the time to. But yeah, 90 to 95% of the time, yeah, it's all me.
That's rad, dude. And that's the hard work too. I want to let you guys know, like, getting the models down and making them look nice. That's all great, man. But I don't know about you, but when you're creating a CAW on these 2K games, there's so much to go through when it comes to move sets, when it comes to entrance, when it comes to just there's a lot that goes into that. The move sets have grown over the years. There's a lot to add in there. So at the rate that these guys are pumping out creations and you're going through move sets, I think we talked about this on the last podcast, but you're actually watching tape and studying what their move sets are and finding as accurate of a move set as you can find, correct?
Yeah, I do a lot of research, take a lot of notes. I mean, nothing compares to doing research and watching matches, but when it's wrestlers that you're excited for or that you grew up on, it's exciting going back and watching these matches, and you get to see a lot of cool stuff. I'm a huge Attitude Era and WCW and ECW. That's my niche right there.
That's cool, man. That's us too. I would say. I've seen you have done movesets outside of Icons of the Ring as well, haven't you? Collabed with some other people?
I've done some collabs with other creators, and I also like doing updated sets for the in-game superstars as well, because I'm not personally, I'm not a huge fan of the default movesets.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no. If there's one person that doesn't study tape, it's any of the devs, I would say. Some of the moves are kind of accurate, but there's some stuff that you'll find on like a Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes. Like, why is this on
the Sami Zayn recently on my faction with the Kevin Nash boot?
Yeah, if I can cuss right now, I know we're only 5 minutes in, so I'm not going to let an F-bomb drop, but
wait till 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Put the clock.
That challenge with my Sammy. I'm going to go and attempt it after this again, but man, I ain't never lost so much on a 2K game. Dude, I almost uninstalled. I told James, I was like, dude, if I had a disc version of this game right now,
had a disc,
piece of cake. It was not a piece of cake. You got your ass whooped numerous times.
Okay, thank you to Twitter for suggestions. Just go backstage, all right? That's all.
If I had the disc version, I would have snapped this game yesterday. I ended up getting off this game and I was telling James, I was like, I'm gonna uninstall. He's like, don't take it that far. I'm gonna uninstall, bro. This is ridiculous.
You see what my faction does to people?
Dude. Dude.
This is what happens. So go ahead.
No, you go.
So not only do I do all the icons of the ring movesets, but I handle every way that they play in the match and in the game. I do their attributes, I do their AI settings, I do their hit point ratio, their personality traits, their payback, all that. So
that's crazy.
I handle all of that as long as things don't reset, or sometimes my guys might forget to put it in because they have to do it manually. I send it to them and they have to input it manually. And but the movesets they can download. But we have to be in sync with like weight class and like wrestling class, because if they put powerhouse and it's a high flyer, things could reset. It's very it's a delicate process.
It's a delicate system that we've been dealing with for
sure.
Years.
Yep,
for sure.
So yeah, I'm hoping certain things like that end up becoming easier for the creation teams all across the community. But
yeah,
as of right now, man, there's you wouldn't think, like, if you're not a hardcore creator, you wouldn't think that there's so many limitations when it comes to this creation suite, but there is. And there's a lot of things that prevent people from making good arenas. Like, we haven't gotten good updated parts for arenas for years. It's been like the same parts. We just had Marty on the show a few weeks back, and he was explaining that. And me not being somebody who just dives into create an arena, I didn't know that. It's been the same parts for years, apparently. So that's pretty wild. And when it comes to like personality traits and everything like that, it would be awesome if we can dial that down to where you guys could give these characters more lifelike feel. That's one thing that I enjoyed about Fight Forever. Fight Forever, I felt like I was using Orange Cassidy. I felt like I was using Pentagon Jr. I felt, you know what I mean? Like they had their own personalities within the game, and I thought that was pretty cool. I'm hoping that it gets that way for 2K
over. Yeah, you had certain like pin styles, you had certain just fighting stance. We've had this god awful Mrs. Dad stance for so long.
Oh yeah, I try to make them as accurate, not only accurate but fun, but also like you feel like you're playing as Owen Hart. I want the taunts, I want the moveset, I want the finisher, I want everything to you feel like you're the attributes. I want it to feel like
like it's Owen.
Like it's Owen. And we were talking about default movesets being rough, but let me tell you, default AI settings, like individually, if you go in the individual AI, they're so bad. And if people wondering why like they play these matches and against the AI and the AI is just spamming ground attacks or submissions or going to the top rope too much, it's probably because it's cranked way too far up. There's not a balance there in the default AI settings at all.
Well, and the AI settings just got completely messed up with the patches too. I think that when the original game was released without the day one patch, or no, with the day one patch, the day one patch was good. You can adjust the sliders accordingly. Now I don't even feel like it's a challenge really against the AI unless I'm put in some stupid ass situation with my faction to where I have to use somebody that is going to take, one bump and get pinned. The meter just goes down this big. And it's that's the only time that I'm feeling a challenge. But if you're just outside of that mode and using regular characters, it's so easy to call what the AI is going to do next. Most of the time it's an Irish whip. And I just cannot stand how the AI plays in this game.
Oh yeah. Those Irish whip reversals that never seem to end.
Yeah.
Seems like something is, I don't know what's going on there. Something with my laptop or something.
What's happening?
No, it looked like there was like a fuzzy spot or something. It was weird.
Oh,
I don't know what's going on. This old
I don't think we could see it on this end. We're all good over here.
Technology, I guess.
Could be StreamYard too. We try to over here at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. We try to blame StreamYard for everything, so we can just bring you in on that.
Hashtag blame StreamYard.
Yeah.
I just have a fancy closet backdrop, so sorry.
It's all good, man. It's all good. What you got back there hanging up? I'm looking at. I was just telling James. Okay, I was just telling James that I couldn't find a single beer in my house, and there was at the one time that I want one. I cannot find one, and I'm over here staring at that liquor.
Here's the collage. I was like, this is in the closet too.
I got a lot of cool bottles up here. I don't drink anymore.
Okay.
I quit drinking in the beginning of the year.
Oh, congratulations! That's awesome.
Okay, so
lost a lot of weight, got back in shape, just kind of feeling. I have had a wine a few times with dinner or something like that, but I don't really drink hard alcohol anymore. I don't drink beer.
So beer is my thing, and we don't drink hardly ever. Well, maybe James drinks more than me. I would say James drinks. No,
it's funny that you brought that up, Sky, because I had a friend that used to drink, constantly, and he stopped and he's dropped a good chunk of weight too. So I know it can make a big difference in your life for sure.
Yeah, it was a big.
It really does.
Changes a lot of things for you, and in a good way. You kind of have to learn how to deal with things without having that vice. Which is good sometimes. Yeah,
it's good stuff, but it's good to break those chains, man. Like, so congratulations. If you can break those, that's awesome. That's an accomplishment, man. Yobi with a $10 donation. Hashtag peace, love, life. Jesse, I believe in you, Brody, and your team about the message and future of WWE games. Let's help change the wrestling gaming world, bud. I appreciate you, Yobi. Always showing support over here at the Pro Wrestling Shoot, man, with the $10 donation. I appreciate you. Conrad over here trying to match him up with the $10 donation, sending a super chat to show love. How do you guys feel about introducing a collaboration mode for content creators to work together? I'll leave that one to you, Sky.
Collaboration mode?
Maybe maybe for creating cause and things like that. Like maybe easier to share it back and forth, I guess.
That's kind of an interesting question. I mean, that might be cool. Like, hey, check this out, and if you want to add something to it, to upload. I know some. We're very open with collabs. Icons we've done them before, but. Some creators are very more personable. They want to just do their own thing, which is fine too. But yeah, we've always been open to doing collabs with other creators and stuff like that. And I've been pretty open to work with other people when I can, when I'm not doing like 50 movesets for the Icons team or whatever I'm working on.
Which is an underrated thing too. And at the beginning of this year, 3 of the Icon members, correct, got into the Next Makers program.
Yeah.
But we have 2 other members or 3 more other members that are not in the Next Maker program.
So I think I want to say there's 7 of us now.
Wow.
A few members left. DW Federation and Quick Stop Hicks. And they were awesome. They were unsung heroes of the team for sure. Executioner was gone for a little bit, but he came back. So him and Sean Styles and Dr. Gorilla Nuts are all Next Maker. And,
right.
And everyone's kind of been on a break except me and Tyrant, Carlito Tyrant. He's been putting out bangers, man, all year. And he kind of started off doing a lot of managers and valets and referees.
The referees that he has are phenomenal, and I use them. I use them in every gameplay video that I'm doing. I always have to use special guest referee because I used his Nick Patrick, and it was like the most iconic.
That was
moment.
The one, yes.
It was, and it's a shame that not as many people viewed it. Like, because I have videos that have really good views, and then I have some that reach like 3.5 thousand or 1.5,000, whatever, but this was like a 3.6 thousand video.
Damn.
And I wish that more people would have seen this because it was totally unplanned. And in the match, I basically redid Sting versus Hollywood Hogan and had Nick Patrick as the special guest referee to see if we can get a better finish for Starrcade 97. And the wild ass shit that Nick Patrick was doing, it was so
realistic,
dude. Well, it started with Hogan because so Nick Patrick had like a clean count on Hogan for Hogan to Sting, and he counted 2, and Sting kicked out, and it was a clean kick out.
Yeah.
Hogan ends up getting pissed off and straight body slam the leg drop. I've never even seen the AI do this. And this was before the patches messed up everything on AI. So they don't really do that anymore. But man, I'm so glad that I got that on video. It's got my legit reaction, everything. And then the whole match, it was, Hogan messing with Nick Patrick, and then Nick Patrick ended up throwing Hogan out of the ring and trying to like count him out fast and shit. Like, it was so wild.
Oh dude. Man, you got to send that to me. I haven't seen that.
It's uploaded on YouTube, man. It's on our channel for sure. Go and check that out. It's pretty hilarious. But shout out to Tyrant, man, because those referees are fucking legendary.
The referees. I think he's got some more ref packs. He's got more manager packs. So I can talk about some of the upcoming stuff we have coming out.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
So Tyrant, he's been putting out a lot of great Attitude Era stuff. D'Lo, he did Draws and Prince Albert. He did Kaientai, Taka, and Funaki.
And these are the ones that are out already, right?
These are the ones that are out. So
I've seen these ones. They're great.
So we have he's got the Oddities coming out. I think Luna is included, but that'll be Kurrigan, Golga, and Giant Silva.
Wow.
We got Meat, Sean Stasiak Meat with PMS.
Yeah, nice.
And he did Jacqueline. I did the moveset Jacqueline. We got Terry, and he even did Ryan Shamrock. Talk about a deep cut.
Wow.
And then the movesets I just finished up was we have S.A. Rios coming out. And
I see that.
Early, young, right into WWE Lita as S.A. Rios valet manager. So before the Hardy Boys stuff, she'll be coming along with S.A.
You know what reminds me of? Well, look, all the great ideas that all the community likes to put out for wish list items for like the next 2K game, right? Like every year, the next 2K game, they should do this, they should do this. When I think of all these fucking badass legend cause that come out from like the icons and other great creators across the platform, I always wish that create a story was back, man, because like you saying Ryan Shamrock's here, you could actually remake that whole story with Ryan Shamrock, Val Venus, Ken Shamrock. Like people can make some really cool throwback stuff to the Attitude Era and use your guys' creations as the platform to, pump that out. But man, I'm really hoping that create a story comes out, man, because I think that would put the creations that would put the best work to these creations rather than using the broken universe mode. You know what I mean?
That would be rad. That kind of reminds me a little of was it No Mercy, where you could you'd go for like a title and you get in the story and then you can kind of like pick which way you're going with the story. Like it would go one way or the other.
Yeah, they branched out. Yeah,
they branched out and like kind of bring that back a little bit. Like that was fun. Even, I mean, look how old No Mercy is. What, 24 years old? And they had something, like that at that time.
Is it 24 years old?
Came out in, I believe I looked it up the other day. I think it was November of 2000 was No Mercy.
Holy shit, I'm old, dude. I remember playing that game like it was yesterday, dude. Same with like Here Comes the Pain and all that. I just remember those games so much.
Yeah, November 14th, 2000.
Wow. That's crazy, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been
almost 20.
I feel like it hasn't been that long, but that's crazy. So what other creations you guys got on the rise, man?
So I don't know what everyone's working on. I know Dr. Gorilla, he's wanting to do some tag teams. He wants to bring back some of the legendary tag teams like the Bushwhackers. I think they talked about the Head Shrinkers. And I'm really trying to get Dr. Gorilla to bring back 1-2-3 Kid. He hasn't done them since 2K22. I'd like to see 1-2-3 Kid and Tatanka.
Who was it that just had made a 1-2-3 Kid that was actually?
You were mentioning it.
I think that was Shattered? Was that Shattered Cause?
Somebody, yeah, I think so. You
I think
had mentioned it to me. It was like in the
much
beginning, I think.
Oh, in the beginning, I might have missed it. There's so many good creators out there, and yeah, Shattered's up there too. And
I think he had that double hair glitch going on though, man. So that
that didn't work out for anybody this year, apparently.
Yeah,
and it's the one thing we stayed away from this year.
Yeah,
the double hair.
That's another good thing too. Is if you guys go and download any of the icons work, I don't think anybody's ever used that double hair glitch this year anyway. So you should have full hair intact when it comes to the icons.
No baldness.
So, and that really sucks though that 2K limited the double hair glitch anyway. I think that should be a tool for you guys anyway.
Oh, the double hair thing. I think it'd be awesome just to have in the game. I don't see why not.
At least extra hair parts or something, you know what I mean?
Just the realism going into it.
It just limits you guys too much, you know what I mean, for certain hair. Like I know my MJF is bald right now. Same with my Swerve. It sucks.
Have you used any for the movesets, Sky? Has there been any of the new DLC moves you've incorporated with it?
Yeah, there has been some. I liked Terry Funk's like jab combo. He had a new jab combo. Man, the new moves have been fun. Like the headbangers. I think Thrasher only had like one new move and a few new taunts, but Mosh had a lot of cool stuff. And the Dudley Boys were fun to use. I think I've used, it's funny. Some of these DLC taunts, even like Honky Tonk, one of his taunts worked great for Scott Hall. Huh. And I even used, I know I used another DLC taunt for somebody because I did movesets for Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Six, and Hollywood Hogan.
Oh,
and that Hogan moveset is so much like you wouldn't think a Hogan moveset would be like that fun, but you're like, wait, I feel like, this is authentic Hogan here.
I promise you, James is going to be first in line to go and download that Hogan moveset.
No.
Sing the song, James. Sing it for us.
No.
Sing the song.
No.
The WCW version, or it doesn't count.
No, I'm good. The Jimi Hendrix one was the best one, all right?
So you can actually just download movesets, right?
Myself?
No, like that's on Community Creations.
Oh yeah, this is all on Community Creations. If you look, if you search tag the Sky Factor, yeah, all that stuff comes up. But
I'm gonna need this for my Hogan
because you're limited to uploads. Sometimes I have to take it down and I have to, put up the new one. So I kind of look and see like, hey, this one maybe it only got downloaded 14 times. No one's really feeling this moveset. I'm gonna put something else here, something new that I just finished. But it's funny because I do updated sets for the in-game guys, but then I'm doing these other move sets for our creations, so the guys can download them and add them to their cause. And
when's Mr. Sean coming back?
Sean, he's coming back soon too. He was cool with me telling telling you guys what he's been working on. He's working on Val Venus and got a Gangrel.
Popular guys in the IWC right now.
Gangrel and Val are coming, so
Gangrel will be dope, man. I'm excited for that.
Sean will be back soon. We'll my idea for a comeback. I think the guys were kind of on board, but it seemed pretty crazy. Is I wanted to do a bunch of WCW creations because I feel like that's kind of been a void that's been missing this game. I mean, there's been some really good WCW creations, don't get me wrong, but ever since Kells has been gone, I feel there's been that kind of hole to fill,
Mm-hmm. And I went with an AEW universe mode this year, which I don't play anymore, by the way, because it's just completely trashed. But that's every year I pick like a different theme. Like, all right, what are my cost slots going to go to this year, right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So last year I think last year it was WCW, wasn't it, James? I did like a WCW thing on Twitch.
I think so.
It was either that or 22. I couldn't remember which one it was, but
What was going to mention? Oh, sorry. Yeah, Joe Compton, I see your message here. I don't know if Jesse can pull it up, but he asked, what kind of moveset would he give a Kaw version of someone like Bobby Heenan, Paul Bear, or a Paul Heyman? They normally don't wrestle.
So when it comes to manager movesets, I mean, you can pretty much do whatever. Like, I remember Kells made Ralphus last year, or I think it was last year with Jericho. The Ralphus manager, and I was like, hey, you should give him that Eric Bischoff moveset with all the crazy kicks, and it would be funny, because none of those guys wrestled really, so you kind of have the freedom to do whatever with them. You can make it as fun as you want to, or that's my suggestion. Just have fun with it, because it doesn't matter with the managers as much unless they had signature moves and finishers and stuff like that.
It's the same with the referees, like with Little Nate when he wrestled a short period, and obviously Nick Patrick and them. It's kind of tricky because you're limited on number of matches they've had.
Yeah. When it's guys like that, it's kind of just at your own discretion.
Yeah.
Do what you want with it and have fun with it. That's all I could say.
I'd love for you guys to do a WCW theme, man. I need some like Larry Zbyszko going on, some Ernest the Cat Miller. I need guys like that.
Yeah. I love the mid card guys are my favorite, and like Canyon, Vampiro, guys like that, Buff. Those are always fun creations. So
yeah,
I was about to say that, Conrad. La Parka.
Oh, the cruiserweight division was fire, dude.
Yeah, that was the best part about WCW, man. Was that cruiserweight division
and the Nitro Girls.
And the Nitro Girls, yeah. Of course.
And the Nitro Girls.
And the Nitro Girls.
Scott Norton, yeah.
Scott Norton is always fun. That's a fun set. For sure.
JCSJ managers need a distraction move set. For sure.
Conrad Ice Train, Am I Smooth?
So on our recent video, another fun feature that would be added like in a future game. I don't know if they're probably looking at this for 2K25. Probably not, but I think it was from JCSJ that put this in there to have move sets for the weapons, like going in there and like if they ever brought back weapon grapples to make something original to the star that you're using it with, right? Like Rob Van Dam using the Van Daminator or something like that.
Oh yeah, with
a steel chair. Like that should be like a move that you just incorporate with Rob Van Dam, or I don't know. You can switch it up and
Sabu with the lion
cool for cause. Yeah, with the lion.
It's getting really stale when you just have Sandman doing the the sweep with the candlestick, and it's just very bland. And
he. But yeah, no, I agree with that. It would be cool to. Sandman had like 4 unique taunts with the kendo stick.
Yeah.
So it was impressive that they put that much detail into it. But yeah, that you should have that freedom to add that with anybody. As a matter of fact, we did an Icons version of RVD for when we did that ECW pack. And I think Executioner, that was his car. It was a collab, I think, with Defract. And we made that RVD, and guess what? Like with the Kaw RVD, you can't do the Van Daminator. The Van Daminator is stuck to RVD's character in the game.
Yeah, and same with the Russian leg sweep with Sandman. Like you can't do that with anybody else. It's just his, which is cool. Like I like that, but I feel like if they gave us a move set for weapons whenever they do bring back weapon grapples, that would just be pretty rad.
You got a football.
Yeah, I don't even want to talk about that shit, James. Like, really, I
haven't even seen it in game yet. I haven't used it, so
I haven't touched it either. So
the coolest thing I've seen with that football is some B-roll that I used for my last video, and that was from Marty M. He fucking got 2 teams together and had a legit football game on his football arena that he made.
Shit was now we're gonna have a soccer one.
I guess it'd be funny to see in like a War Games match. He's bringing out the football, guys. Like,
somebody said in the comments of the video too that if you pull out the football, and I don't know if this is true, so somebody correct me if it's not. But I just received that comment today on one of the latest drops that we had. If you pull out a football from the weapon wheel in War Games, you don't enter the cage.
What? Oh,
I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna have to try it now
interesting.
because I did not know that. But that'd be pretty rad. Just going around kicking footballs at everybody.
Play dodgeball with all the footballs.
You know, we're talking about moves with weapons too. Can you even? I can't remember if you can do this or not. I don't even think you can do it anymore. It was when you could DDT someone on the chair.
No,
like the even flow on the chair. You know, I mean, like, why is that? You know, it's a weapon move I'd love to see that I've never seen is Raven's where he'd whip you and then do the drop toe hold on the chair. Bring the chair like fold out and drop toe hold right on the chair.
That drop toe hold is phenomenal, and I used to love that. I think isn't that what got Scotty Riggs the eye patch to begin with?
I believe
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So drop toe hold.
Incorporate the shopping cart. We need that in there. All the creations with that would have been cool.
Shopping cart.
Right. Bring out the shopping cart with all the weapons.
I can't remember what game it was. You can like do a spear or you could do a gore with Rhino if you miss and go on the shopping cart.
Oh yeah. I think it was one of the SmackDown games for sure.
Yeah.
Probably one of the earlier ones.
I think
sounds like Shut Your Mouth or something like that. Sounds like it would be like
somewhere around that region. Yeah, early days.
Yeah, I do remember that. It was a long time ago, but yeah.
Al Snow and the bowling ball.
And the bowling ball. Or head. Or head.
Yeah, head would have been.
Oh, head would be cool in the game.
We need weightlifting belts as weapons.
Or the ring bell.
Yeah.
The ring bell, or bring back the ring bell, yeah.
It's there. It's there. You just can't grab it.
Yeah.
Al Snow,
get a mic.
That's a guy I'm surprised who's not in the Hall of Fame. Is Al Snow.
Or even the DLC, right? Like they work with him pretty closely.
Norman Smiley, he works for the company.
Oh, the Big Wiggle, man. Can't forget the big.
That's weird. Him and Kidman both work for the company, and they haven't been DLC.
Somebody pointed out Kidman hasn't been in the game since like early 2000s.
Jamie Noble was, or no, he made like a cameo, but he wasn't playable.
06 maybe years ago. I can't remember.
This year, right? Noble was in as a cameo.
I think he was this year. Yeah, he was
house show. I think in his city.
So it was him, and then it would have been Joey Mercury, I think.
Yeah, him and Joey Mercury. I think it was for the 40 years of WrestleMania.
Is Petey Williams still with WWE? I mean, he never wrestled in WWE, but
I think he is. I think he is.
You got him. You got Abyss.
I'm surprised. I'm also surprised they don't put like Nick Aldis. I mean, why not? I mean,
he was a wrestler.
Adam Pearce, Nick Aldis. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, Nick Aldis, I don't think he's in the game this year because he showed up super late, didn't he?
He showed up late. Yeah, because Pearce was in 4, maybe next year.
Didn't he show up after Punk?
Let me see.
I want to say that he showed up after CM Punk.
For some reason, it feels like he's been there for like at least like a year. It just feels like he's been there
longer. Yeah, you might be right, man. I don't know.
No, but I think he did show up late, but it just feels like he's been there a long time.
October 13th, 2023, so almost a year.
Yeah. It's getting close.
Yo.
Come on, man.
Yo. JCS, come on, bro.
Pepe. Chavo's Pepe, the little...
Yeah.
I know. Pepe, bro.
That was WCW.
Yeah.
If you're putting Pepe in it, then you got to put Moppy in, right?
Yeah, Moppy.
Moppy.
Was that Al Snow?
Perry Saturn.
Saturn, that's right.
It was like a punishment.
Yeah.
Have we ever had the Shillelagh in the games?
Yes.
Finley?
Yes.
I think they have, yeah.
It was exclusive to Finley and Hornswoggle.
You had a chance to use Hornswoggle and throw him around.
James gets really mad that we don't have little people in these games anymore.
I think it was Dr. Gorilla, and that's what the whole Dink thing. We always get into it. Like, yeah, they put Dink in the game. You can't just have. You can't. Come on, there's been so many. Come on, they had a luchador. They had a junior division back in like early 2000s.
Oh yeah,
they could have at least added like Dink as a payback, right? For because I think the payback this year is you get the double doink. For Doink's payback, it's like
double doink. I think it's been like that since he was in the game. Well, I think he's been in the game the last 3 years.
Yeah, so it's like
I think so.
I wish they would have done a real render for Doink, and I wish they would have got his hair right. That's a big thing.
There's a few superstars. Randy Savage drives me nuts every single year.
Oh yeah,
the Booker T with the tattoo on the back.
Oh,
jeez.
Yeah, it's brutal, man.
And the best Randy Savage that I've seen in these games was Kel's Creations, hands down. The WCW project.
Yes, the madness and shit like that.
The madness, yeah. The NWO, the Savage, and
yeah,
that Ka was the face was just incredible. Looked just like him.
So when you're not creating Kas and you're not working your 9 to 5, man, you're playing some pretty rad rock and roll. Let's talk about your music a little bit, man. I know we're gonna dive some more into like 2K25 and some upcoming things for 2K24, but I don't think a lot of people know this about you, man. But you're pretty hardcore on the stage there on your free time.
Yeah, I play bass and sing backing vocals in a few different bands. The one that's pretty well known is we're called Tyrants by Night, and we're a
band,
heavy metal, thrash metal band, very like early Metallica influenced, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, Iced Earth, a lot of dual leads, dual solos, like vocal harmonies. It's heavy, it's fast, but we have melodic stuff too. But we do a lot of shows. We play a lot of shows. We've opened for some big touring bands over the years. Just this year, we opened up for Armored Saint. Last year, we opened up for Death Angel, Burning Witches. So a lot of big touring bands kind of in the underground metal scene.
Where'd you open for them at? Because you're in Vegas, right?
I live in Las Vegas. There's a venue we play that we love, like our second home. It's called Count Vamped. And Count's Vamped is owned by, if anyone knows, Danny the Count from Counting Cars, Count's Customs.
Okay.
He's got the show Counting Cars. And he used to have a show in the early mid-90s called Count Cool Rider, where it was like it was like local cable, and he would play these cheesy horror movies, and then like it would go to him like, you know, like Dracula, and he would make these jokes and stuff in between. And it was something I watched as a kid that was entertaining. But yeah, he owns Count's Vamped, and him and his wife, and we played there all the time. We love that venue. It's like one of the coolest like small venue bars I think we have in Vegas.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Because you guys have like multiple venues out there in Vegas.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's great, man. It's definitely a healthy music scene out there.
Absolutely.
Over here where I'm at, we have one place, Ray's Golden Lion. It's like this legendary place that we played at when I was in a band. A lot of people don't know that about me. By the way, I was a lead singer for like a death metal band.
Oh, wow. I heard it. Yep.
Yeah.
I've heard the screaming in my
so James knows all about it, man, because I used to death growl in his ear all the time when we were playing like WWE games and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's hilarious.
We're on YouTube somewhere. One of my bands is on YouTube somewhere. We played the Toyota Arena here in Kennewick, Washington. That was like the biggest gig that we ever played because it was an arena show, right? So we got lucky with that one, but we opened for that. It was like some Battle of the Bands show. The band was called Androcles. And then, but anyway, we have this legendary venue over here. It's called Ray's Golden Lion, and it's shut down for years. But a couple of the death metal bands pitched together and ended up buying that venue back and restoring it because this venue is old, dude. Like they had like Ike and Tina Turner play at this venue.
Damn.
Like years and years ago. It's been around for years. So it definitely needed a lot of work, and it took, about a year and a half for them to restore it, and probably thousands of dollars later. But it's up and running now, and we finally have our venue back. But that's the only place that we have down here, man. So it's nice for like big cities like Seattle or Vegas. California is probably just an insane hot spot for
the swap meets.
Oh, LA is crazy. Yeah, sure. Cali is crazy. Vegas even gets nuts. Like there's times where we got, what show are you going to go to this weekend? You got like 3 or 4 different shows going on the same night, and
right,
have friends in different bands playing. And we were fortunate enough a few years ago, we played House of Blues and we played Brooklyn Bowl, which are 2
that's awesome
venues.
Oh, wow.
And we have a new venue here called Synwave Vegas, and it's a smaller venue. And we just played Tyrants by Night. We just played last month. We headlined, as a matter of fact, had a pretty good showing, and we professionally filmed and recorded the whole performance. So
that's awesome.
We're putting it together like a live concert. And man, I've seen just some clips and some footage, and it's like, holy, it's like watching a live metal band DVD. And I'm like, wait, that's our band. Like, this is rad, like
that's so cool, man. I wish we would have done that when we were in a band, but the technology just wasn't there.
Oh yeah,
not at the time.
It's changed,
Yeah, now, man, shit. It's
changed.
I see people on the
Media
street
goes
all the
deep.
time, like shooting music videos for like rap artists around here. You know what I mean? Around my area.
Yeah.
And it's just to see like what these kids put together nowadays. It's like, holy shit, dude.
Here's
like,
my CD. I'll sign it. You pay me $1.
Yeah, it was so hard to even like get your music recorded back then, but now, it's so easy. And I feel like even now I could audio engineer something really, really killer if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Just because of all the years of practice.
I feel like it's easier to get heard now. It's easier to get your music out there, which is great. It's a lot harder in a sense, like getting signed or getting label interest, I think, now, because so it's changed so drastically.
Well, yeah, and it's hard to make money in music nowadays too.
And then you got all the shows.
Believe me, I know. The word hungry or starving musician, yeah, that's a reality, not just a saying, but or starving artist, the starving artist,
Conrad used to be a rapper. He said, I remember we recorded on a cassette.
Back to the cassette days.
Yeah.
MP3s and all that.
But we Tyrants, we put out a new EP a few months ago. People want to check it out. It's called Voice in the Dark. And we have a title track on there, and we have like 2 new songs and 3 old re-recorded songs, and the recordings came out amazing. That's really awesome. Good. And then
the Tyrant stuff I've been listening to on Spotify, the stuff that you sent me. And
cool.
It's really good quality. I definitely recommend it, guys. If you like rock and roll, this is right up your alley. I promise. It's some good classic jams.
Yeah, thank you. So I also, like I said, I do a few different bands, or been in multiple bands before. The other one I have coming up right now, I just put together with some friends of mine, really talented musicians. We're doing a Deftones tribute.
That's rad. I love Deftones.
Wow.
And we're calling ourselves Diamond Eyes. We haven't done a show yet. We did a rehearsal with about half the set, and it sounded amazing. Like, these guys, my guitar player is in that band. He plays in Blue Man Group.
Oh, wow.
I mean, cool. Everyone's kind of experienced in that band. We did a show doing a Chevelle tribute earlier this year, and 3 of us were filling in.
Another great band.
And the 4 of us, like, we just played that show, and we had like one rehearsal before the show, and we just kind of had that chemistry, and everyone got along. And I'm like, dude, we got to bring this back again later. And then a few months later, I'm like, let's do a Deftones tribute. Like, no one's doing Deftones tribute in Vegas. I have a lot of friends that play in different tribute bands here, just for fun. Like, there's a System of a Down tribute here called BUYWWE. There's a Typo Negative tribute called October Rust.
That 90s and 2000s music is making a comeback too, man.
Oh, big time.
It's insane. Like, you got Blink 182 doing their final tours, you know what I mean? I tried to get a ticket to Blink 182. Fucking insane. Like, the ticket like, I am not paying $800 to go see Blink 182.
Ticket prices are nuts these days.
Tenacious D.
Yeah, well, Tenacious D is still kind of modern, but
yeah,
like was it Alanis Morissette? That was another one that just came to Portland, and I was like, oh, that'd be pretty rad to see Alanis Morissette. And then who the fuck played with Hailstorm? It was my wife loves that band. It's oh my god, I can't even think of it.
They were just here, actually. Is it the tour they're on right now?
Not the tour that they're on now, but they were playing with Evanescence. God, I couldn't even think of it. Evanescence. So when Evanescence came back and they were touring with Hailstorm, I wanted to go see that because a lot of here's a story. I actually know Lizzie Hale.
Okay.
So I was excited. Well, I met her because when I was working at the Toyota Center, they came to play. It was before they blew up and got big. I was chilling with her, and they actually had invited me on tour with them for the last part of their run or whatever.
Oh man, that's cool.
To roadie, and I just had my daughter at the time. I was like, I can't just go on tour. I got a child, you know what I mean? Like, so it was a long time ago, but it would have been rad to see like Lizzie Hale and Evanescence together. That would have been cool. But those ticket prices were fucking stupid.
Oh, dude, the ticket prices are crazy. And Limp Bizkit's touring. I wish that would have came here. I saw them a few years ago, and they were a blast.
I got to watch Limp Bizkit at WrestleMania 19. That was it.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
But it was cool, man. I've never got to see Limp Bizkit like do a full set or anything, but
yeah.
I did get to see Korn because I was a huge fan of Korn and Limp Bizkit, Slipknot, all them bands.
Oh, jeez, Fred Durst.
Dude, Fred Durst is amazing, dude.
I still always, it's always funny being there in attendance at a SummerSlam, and he got kicked out for flipping the bird on the camera. They ushered him right out of the building.
I got a pretty good rocker story or rock star story.
Let's hear it.
So, wow, this is almost 10 years ago. We were hanging out. I was hanging out with a few friends. One is my bandmate, Tyrants now. And he used to know all these.
Do we have to put that disclaimer before cancel culture?
No.
Okay.
So he
back when it's accepted.
He used to be a guitar tech for a few different bands. So there was a big show downtown. There was like 4 well-known bands playing, and Drowning Pool was one of them. And he knew the guys from Drowning Pool from touring and cool. Guitar tech. So here I am. I got a broken ankle. My buddy's pushing me in a wheelchair around. And we're hanging out backstage with Drowning Pool, drinking and partying with Drowning Pool. And they're going to go on stage on Fremont and do their set. And they're like, man, you guys should come up and fucking sing Bodies with us, man. Come up on stage, sing Bodies. So I'm there in the chair. I'm watching their whole set. And at the end of the set, they're going to do Bodies. I hobble out of the chair, and I don't even have a cast at this point. And I'm hobbling up, and like the 3 of us go up to sing Bodies with Drowning Pool in front of like all these people.
That's so rad.
Wow.
And there used to be video of it. I couldn't.
Was that the original singer too? Before the original singer passed?
This was I think his name was Jason. He was the 3rd, no, maybe even the 4th singer. He was the younger guy.
That many singers?
He was in there 10 years. Yeah, and he's gone now, and the guy from Soil is back with them.
Oh, okay.
He was super cool. They were cool guys. And I actually accidentally unplugged CJ's guitar. And I was like, oh, shit. And he was just like, he just saw it unplugged, picked it back up, put it back in, like he didn't get mad at me or anything. I was like, oh, shit, okay. I had the broken ankle thing working for me. So
he gave you mercy.
He gave me mercy. He's like, all right, that's cool. Like, we get it. Like, But yeah, going up and singing Bodies with Drowning Pool.
That's rad, dude. Wow. I don't think anything could trump that story right there.
No, it was a good one.
Yeah, it's a pretty rad rocking story. All right, man. We're gonna get back into some WWE 2K24 talk before we hit the 2K25 wish lists. So first thing I want to ask you, man, 2K24. We'll go from rock and roll to video games. I love it. But
it's awesome.
First thing I want to ask you about 2K24. What are the best qualities of this game in your mind? We're going to go best and worst, but what are the best qualities? We'll go positive first, man, because I got a lot of negatives that I say about the game, but I don't think we talk too much about the positives as of late because a lot of people are raging on it. But what do you think? What do you think of the best qualities of this game so far?
So I haven't got to explore as many modes as I would have liked. Being a creator and moveset creator, we spend 80 to 90% of our time in creation suites or working on creations. And I usually do my rise. I haven't even done it this year. But yeah, and do the one-on-one matches. So my favorite parts, I love the new stuff they did with weapons this year. More detail orientated. You can throw the weapons. Weapons break a lot better. I love the blood. And definitely some of the new move animations. Every time we get the DLC and we get new move animations, we need more new move animations because they take a lot of the old ones away. And some of the ones we don't even want have been in the game for over 10 years now. Feels like 12, 14 years. I don't know how old some of those. And it's like, this animation again? Come on. This is like, we need some new animation. The new move animations we do have are great, I think, most of them. And
I wonder if any of the keyframed animations are still in this game. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a couple of them that were still keyframed.
Behind the walls, yep.
No, probably still in the game. Like, there's a lot of moves in the game that I'm like, oh yeah, I remember using this in the SVR days.
Or old days.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of crazy, like how long the moves have been there. But that, as far as moves go, to get those recorded in capture, you know, the motion captures that's got to take a long time. So I can understand it. I know that LA Knight does like all the entrances. Every entrance that you see, basically.
Oh wow, really?
That's yeah, great. He does. It's LA Knight. LA Knight does like everything. And I know that what's his name? The GM from Raw. My God, I slipped his name. Pierce. Adam Pierce does a lot of shit too.
Oh wow, okay. So I did like another thing I loved, except obviously one DLC pack. All the other DLC packs were really good this year. I love that they brought back a lot of legends. You know, they kind of mixed it up with legends and the newer wrestlers. But, you know, the one pack that we don't need to talk about, you know, dropped. But
yeah,
at least we got to move with it. I mean,
yeah, that's true. I think that was the best part of that pack was the moves for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm really stoked on the next pack. And especially the one in November, because we got some great legends: Iron Sheik, DDP, Lex Luger, and I'm kind of curious to see what versions we get. Are we getting WCW Luger? Are we getting Lex Express, the Narcissist? Are we getting what DDP? Are we getting the short-haired WWE version or the WCW?
So I guarantee that we're getting the WCW version of Lex Luger, even though they teased Lex Express in the DLC teasers earlier this year. It's gotta be WCW. It's a WCW pack. So unless they give us multiple attires, but Whitty Witterson just uncovered like a bunch of files that have like NWO Wolfpack version of Mr. Perfect, Lex Luger, Macho Madness, all these guys. So they're gonna
the Slim Jim Macho Man.
So it looks like we're getting a couple add-ons with that WCW pack.
So that's cool. And I mean, Iron Sheik, I think he was only in WCW a year or two, maybe.
Yeah,
he wasn't there very long. And then it's going to be Mr. Perfect, which obviously he went by Kurt Hennig in WCW.
That's true.
And then WCW DDP is cool, but Great Muta. Are we getting WCW Muta? Are we getting Japan Muta? Or are we getting modern day Muta? That's one I'm interested in too.
That's the one everyone's been talking about, and the fact that it's so late. It's you want that one, you know.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it, but
so out of all these DLC packs, and I'm gonna be completely honest, man, like I got the best one first. I'm a CM Punk guy, and so
the ECW one was fired. Absolutely,
yeah.
False. It should have been ECW Punk. That's what the pack says.
Nah, it's bullshit. Like I'm glad that we got current Punk. I feel he's like one of the best looking models in the game, and the other star out of all the people that we're getting, I'm excited for the Great Muta. Like the Great Muta, CM Punk. I was like, dude,
man. I might have to wait on a Tajiri moveset then once Muta comes out just to see what else they add in. Punk, you know, it would have been cool if they did a retro Punk in the game. Maybe they didn't have enough time to throw it in, but like, or
it sounds like we're getting those in Persona cards.
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
Persona card where you got to grind your ass off to never get one.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten one Persona card in this. I don't play my faction often. I barely play it, but I did play a little to try to get one of those Persona cards, and it's like, oh man, what do you got to do over here? You know?
It's rough, man. And look, my faction, I feel like they're heading they're taking a step in the right direction, I feel like, but there's so many things that need to happen for people to get on board with the My Faction. For one, like it can't be so money hungry. You know what I mean? Like that's definitely a mode that if you ain't spending money, then you probably ain't unlocking too much
More
shit.
than likely.
Yeah. Like James didn't spend any money for the longest time. And then he finally spent some money on like the fight, like when they dropped the fire sale that actually made it kind of decent, worth it. But I spent a lot of money on my faction.
It feels like a cash grab. And also it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't enjoy modes where I just have to grind to possibly unlock something. And also I'm not a fan of the obviously I'm not a fan of the default movesets. In that mode, you're stuck with default movesets. You're stuck with the default settings, the AI
all the tire, all that shit.
All that. You can't there's no customization in that mode.
You don't even get entrances.
You don't even get entrances, exactly.
Yeah, straight gameplay, that's it.
And I don't know, like to me I love my my player in NBA. I think that's a great mode for NBA. But for WWE and wrestling, it just doesn't hit the same.
Right. It's a whole different fan base too. Most of the fan base for WWE 2K, they're not going on there and playing fucking NBA.
No,
they're not going on there and playing
a whole
Madden.
different sports base. It's, you gotta collectively think like it's not your ultimate team. They narrow it to one-on-one matches. It's not the same orientation way. Like, don't get me wrong, you'll have customers pay for these. If you put these Persona cards at a reasonable price, yeah, you'll have people pay.
I heard when I thought at first the Persona card was a cool idea, and it is to an extent. But I heard like when this game came out, I heard people couldn't stand my faction worse than ever. And it's like if they put half of that effort and half of the time and money into my faction into the rest of the game, I mean this game it'd be phenomenal. It'd be even just worlds better from where they are if they just put half of that time in from my faction into the rest of the game. In my opinion.
I agree, man. I agree. It's too much of a cash grab. You're putting too much stuff behind a paywall, and I bitch about this all the time. Like, dude, if you're out there like just opening packs, because if you're playing, like, this is my first year playing my faction. I didn't fuck with it on 22 or 23. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this year I was like, yeah, I really enjoy opening packs. Once you get to a certain level of my faction, like you're just getting dupes. It's all dupes. You're not getting anything. Like, dude, I opened, and this is me spending money. I bought a 10 box and I had enough like my faction points to like buy 3 more deluxe packs, right? So I bought 13 fucking packs out of that. What was it? The SummerSlam pack that I was talking about, James? The recent SummerSlam thing that they released. Dude, I didn't get anything from the series, the actual series. Like, it was all like the additional Superstar Series 2 cards that they put in there.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of shit that's the problem.
And here I am getting one card from it from a,
and you're putting in all that money. It's like we already to get this deluxe edition, you already pay $120.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of money for a video game.
Just put the Personas for sale.
Or put the Personas for sale. Exactly. You want this Persona card, $4, $5, or do some sort of sale with it. I mean, that's better. Your money better spent than sometimes buying these big packs.
Put the shit as DLC. Just
you might as well just throw it in. I get it. You want people to play the mode, and that's understandable. But then give me a incentive, like, oh, okay, I bought this card to play the event. Oh, and then it's a pain in the ass to beat, which I get the frustration. Like, I can tell you this Seth Rollins card that I'm putting up next week, it's going to be a pain in the ass. There's going to be so much complaining. It's going to be rough,
And they dangled that shit since day one. That Persona cards from Seth Rollins, that Shield card. I've honestly never even cared about it. Like, if I can't have Dean Ambrose in my game, I don't give a fuck.
But
it's
atrocious that like it's just US based. Oh, like they're going to have more elite characters. You got to go to Target or Walmart. Get the code out of the box, return it. It's just, and the fact that it's just US based.
And my question is you're putting all this time, all this money, and you're grinding and you're not having fun with that mode. Where's the fun at? Where's the fun at? It's a video game. It's a wrestling video game. You're supposed to be excited and have fun. It just feels like a chore.
It is a chore, and it's not fun. It's frustrating. It's just a frustrating mode.
Yeah, it's sad that you got to daily log in and check it, and oh, hey, this is up there. Hey, this challenge is coming up. You miss one day, that's it. Poof, it's gone. Like they're teasing it. Like you mentioned,
it sucks the fun out of the game, in my opinion.
Like Wade mentioned, like upcoming those what is the Elite Rock and the Hogan? There's supposed to be a challenge on there. How much you got to grant? It's probably gonna be like 50,000 points, or you pay your way. Yeah,
or more.
More.
It's crazy. Dab says, and that's why I don't play my faction. Why buy cards and you can't carry them over to 2K25? That's another issue.
You can't carry them over. You can't. I mean, most of those cards you can't even carry over to the in the game. Unless it's a Persona
and
card.
By the time they release most of these cards, I'm already looking out to 25. So this game's going to be pointless by then.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, and then expect 120 in a year again. Yeah, for sure. Amazing Fantasy Sports Gaming. Welcome to the chat, bro. Says, I paid 120 for this game and I haven't played it in months. Went back to 2K23. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think it's just different. Like you're doing wrestling, it's a new character. While compared to Madden and NBA, and you got Ultimate Team and all that. Okay, you get this. You get this old legend. Okay, I can understand that. That's a little different ballpark. This is wrestling. This is a whole different niche of fans. Like, just let me pay $5 for this pack or 20 or whatever. Let me already get the guaranteed. I'll play my faction. Don't get me wrong, but give me the option where I can buy them. I don't mind a challenge here and there, but the limitation and the issue with the whole mode is if you don't play it day one, you're pretty much screwed. That's the sad part.
Yeah, yeah. And I just did a gaming stream. When did I do that?
Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah,
I think
Saturday,
it was
Sunday. I did it on Sunday, and I went on my Xbox Series X and hopped on my faction, level 1, all that shit. And pretty much showed everybody that, look, I can't play any of these live events. Why? Because if you didn't play this from day one, then you're screwed, right? Yeah. So it's not customer friendly at all, man. Like this is for like those hardcore people that buy the game, hop right into my faction, start grinding out immediately. It's wild, dude. It's a wild ass mode.
Yeah, I just don't have as much fun with it as they make it out to be. Or
it's not fun.
What you think it would be. And like I said, like the default movesets for me, I'm such a moveset snob at this point that I have to, before I can even play with a character in the game, I have to do my thing to their moveset first. I have to go in there and rearrange it the way I want and make sure it plays like that character and to my liking. And even when I play against the AI, I feel like I got to edit their AI settings first. Otherwise, you're not going to have a fun match.
Right. And like Dab said, too, we got Prototype last year, and now he's a Persona card. So that takes me to the DLC as well. Like we got, what was it? Lex Luger was in last year's game, right?
Oh, no. Luger hasn't been in
22 then. It was 22, right?
He's been out in the last.
It's been a while. Let me check this.
Yeah, because
has it really?
Yeah. Because
I take that back then.
Icons and WCW Project made him in 22.
Okay.
And yeah, he's been. I think he's been gone since either 20 or 19. He's been gone for a while.
Lex Luger.
Well, that takes me to the next 19. Question. Then what is okay? There it is, right there, Zachary. Thank you. What's the worst part about WWE 2K24 for you? What are you not enjoying about this game? Obviously, besides my faction.
Online too.
Well, yeah, online. I know a lot of people have trouble online. I don't play online too much. Like once in a while, me and Sean Styles will have a match. If our schedules align. And actually one fun thing that we would do, testing out movesets, I would get to see his call and he'd download the moveset and we kind of do a share play. And obviously I'm going away from the question right now, but we do share play and it's cool like seeing him like test out the set and be like, oh wow, this Mark Merrow plays like, Mark Merrow. I was just saying because when we go online, that was a fun part of the creation process. But not liking, oh man. Well, the AI definitely needs work, and it'd be nice not to have to go in and feel like you have to adjust everybody's settings individually, especially the AI settings. That should be the default. Should be a little better, for the gameplay to be fun. I know there's been a lot of like creation glitches and stuff like that, but I don't deal with that as much on my end. Sometimes there's glitches in the movesets, like when you're testing out movesets. Recently, I don't know if they fixed it, but if I'm trying to hit a finisher or signature in create a moveset, it was doing like some wacky moves that made no sense. And I'm like, what's going on here? Why isn't it doing the, twist of fate or whatever? He's doing like something weird. And I'm
that's your great old patches, man. Lee Valentine with the $5 donation. What's good? What's your opinion on the quality of some hairstyles in the game? Bad physics, stiff, and do you think 2K25 will be any better with those?
I hope.
I'll let you answer. I'll let you answer this one at first, and then we'll kind of continue.
The hairstyles. I'm hoping there's more hairstyles to choose from. I know that's a big one with creators. Some of the hairstyles, when they keep the same ones in or the recycled ones, it gets a little old. But I would love if they did the double hairstyles like we were talking about.
Yeah, just like adding hair parts at least.
Adding hair parts.
Yeah.
Cool. I know a lot of people want body morphing back. Body morphing should come back because it's very limited on body types. And there's so many body types that are completely unrealistic to anything you would do for a character. Like there's just like half the body types you're never going to use.
Yeah.
Like what is this doing in the game? And I'm the one.
They went that route because they wanted to avoid clipping and all that shit, but they still have clipping throughout this game. I mean, it's
double standard.
Yeah, so I don't know. Bring back fucking body morphing. Bring back like the weapons physics, right? From SmackDown versus Raw 2011.
Oh, the chain wrestling.
Yeah, that was from 2K19. I don't know why they took that shit out to begin with. But to answer Lee's a question about like the bad physics and stiffness, I think that goes along with creating a game for an old platform as well, right? Like being on like a PlayStation 4 and being on Xbox One. I think that is a huge issue that we're dealing with, and they will not go away from that. I fear, because they're fucking selling games on those platforms, right? Like it's crazy, like how many people are still holding out. But look, I don't even blame people for holding out too much, because the next generation consoles, right, like this generation that we're in, they haven't really provided anything groundbreaking to want to switch over. And most of the games that they are providing, you can play them on PS4 or Xbox One. So there's no real reason to upgrade to the PS5 or Xbox Series X, right? Like that's I think the issue.
There's a few games I thought looked gorgeous on PS5 that are only on PS5. The new Mortal Kombat,
right? But I mean,
backgrounds and the fighting, and then also the last Spider-Man game.
Right, yeah. So Spider-Man, yeah, I understand that, but what I'm saying is there's not enough.
There's not enough. No, you're right. There should be
until PS6 and the next Xbox.
There should be more. But if 2K, if they wanted to just drop the old gen systems and focus on the next ones, yeah, I think the graphics and everything, the hair physics would vastly be improved.
Yeah, me too. And
they can really focus on it,
So I think to answer Lee's question right here, for me, unless they move away from those old gen consoles, like we're probably going to be stuck with the same type of physics. Hopefully, I mean, look, I'm not going to, put a stamp on that, right? Like we don't fucking know. That's really up to 2K to decide to change those kind of graphics. I feel like the graphics are improving each year that the game comes out. Like every game looks a little bit better than the last.
Yeah.
But it's only a little bit, right? And she, sent another $5 donation as well. Thanks a lot for that, Lee. Yeah, one of the things that annoys me the most is when they add new content, hairs and bodies, for example. They never go versatile options. They never go for versatile options. So yeah, it seems like we're getting more limited each year, especially with the creation suite, right? Like I've heard that from numerous creators this year that, we were talking about the arenas earlier. Like there's no new fucking arena parts, which is
Yeah,
why
it's just a rinse and recycle type of deal. And there's so much you can do. And just like you mentioned, like the old consoles are the ones holding it back, and they're looking at just the dollar signs. Like, well, people are progressing and buying from the old consoles.
something that I see Lee post quite often on X. I hate fucking calling it that. I'm gonna call it Twitter. It's Twitter.
I still call it Twitter all the time.
The bird. I remember the blue bird.
I saw I go Twitter. Oh yeah, X. But yeah.
So something that I see her post quite often is she's posting a lot of just like models, in-game models that have awesome looking hair or awesome looking attires, and these parts aren't available for creators to just take pick and choose from to make other creations out of these wigs or even just boots in general, like boots, body, like any sort of attire part. I feel like if they were to just add those parts in the creation suite too, it would probably give you guys a lot more options just in that itself.
So that would be a big help. I agree with that. And also I kind of want to flip that, because I think you should be able to edit more than just attires on the in-game superstars. You should be able to change their hairstyle, not just change their hair dye, but change their hairstyle, give them different facial hair. They can leave the facial texture, that's fine, but give them different looks throughout the years. You can make this Big Boss Man like the Attitude Era Big Boss Man, and change his hair up and change his goatee or whatever you need to do for certain wrestlers. I think that would be. I don't see why that's such a big issue.
So when we had the creation dev on, actually the other Icon boys were on in that interview. When we had David Friedland on, David was saying that it had something to do with their likeness, that they can't fuck with their likeness, which is really strange to me because they're releasing Persona cards today. They release alternate attires today that have different hairstyles, have different looks. It's like, that's all these guys are trying to do. I don't know if
is it the corporate giant gave him okay, you got the green light, we can post that in.
I have no idea, but the fact that I have a Dominic Mysterio without his awesome fucking mustache right now sucks.
Without his mustache and without
but wait, next year you'll get it. That's the catch.
Without the giant mullet, yeah. You should be able to update characters like that though. Oh, he grew out his beard, or he shaved his beard and he's got short hair now. I mean, you should be able to do that.
They already got paid, so what do they care?
They got paid. Couldn't you do that in like games back in the day, like WrestleMania 2000 or No Mercy and stuff like that?
I think Raw, do you remember those games on the original Xbox? Raw and Raw 2.
Yeah.
Like when I went into the creation suite on there, I was able to fucking change their hair. I remember taking like the Undertaker and making him bald before he ever actually went bald. But I remember taking him and taking off his hair. I was like, this is rad, dude. Like he actually looks pretty cool. Like
Goldberg with a fro,
the buzz and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like that was the first time that I had. Yeah, I remember putting like hair on Goldberg. It's just weird stuff, dude. Weird stuff. But they allowed you to do it. So, and Lee's comment down there too. Why was it doable in SmackDown 2 then? I don't really have an answer for any of these. This is just what was told to us by the development team, right? Is that
it was different times, so they probably didn't care as much.
I just think you could have more fun with it and also kind of keep it updated. Everyone wants to update certain wrestlers or give them maybe a throwback look or something, and I don't see the harm in it that much.
I'll tell you what the real reason is, man. It's because they have a yearly release and they want to be able to sell that updated model next year. Because for the most part, that is what they have to offer us each and every year is your updated roster when it comes to like the next year's game. That's what I feel anyway. I feel like that is their selling point, right? Like when we got that Persona card for The Rock, it wasn't the final boss Rock. We didn't get his music. We didn't get his new Tron.
It was tank top Rock with tat. That's it.
Yeah, it was the worst looking final boss that you can get, right? Like it was an updated tattoo and a tank top from the press conference. That's what you got for The Rock. And you can't edit them. You can't even edit
Dominic,
their attire.
Remember 23 Dominic, you had Ray's kid in there, and then what was the top downloaded thing was the Judgment Day version. Now you want the stash. That'll be the next one. And then he's gonna shave it off or something.
Yeah.
I think I think these games would work better if you can update characters, or they even did updates for you, and then maybe do a release every 2 years. I don't think they need a new game every year because they just keep rinse and repeat, recycle everything. Take a extra year off and really focus on improving areas of the game, that aspects of the game that the community wants to see and the creators want to see.
So they would never make money that way. It would the game doesn't sell enough to release every 2 years. First of all, it doesn't sell enough. Like they were, I was reading some statistic, and I could be wrong, so don't like quote me on this on Twitter or anything like that. But
I was reading clipped.
Yeah, I was reading some statistic about it that was talking about how this game basically just broke even every year. Like every year for the production of it, it would break even. And 23 and 24 were the first games in a long time, I think, in the series that actually made good profit off of them.
That's kind of wild, especially when 2K22 came out, because they didn't have a game for 2.5 years.
I think 22 also broke past even as well. But 23 was like their best seller. That was like the best selling game that they had ever had at the time. I can't remember who was telling me that. I think it was Cornell. I think Cornell actually told us that on his interview. 23 was the one.
They've had really fun showcases the last few years. They had the Rey Mysterio one. They had John Cena. They had the 40 years of WrestleMania this year. And the one I'm really waiting for is the Undertaker showcase. I think they need an Undertaker showcase. I was kind of hoping it was going to be this year, but it was the WrestleMania one instead. But I'm shocked Undertaker hasn't gotten a showcase yet. I mean, he's like one of the most iconic superstars of all time. I mean, Stone Cold had one, 8 years ago. So
let me fucking hear it, James. I already know you're waiting for it. Let me fucking hear it now that he mentioned the Undertaker.
Which one do you want to hear? I got a lot of them up my sleeve.
First of all, I'm indifferent on this because I just want them to get rid of this showcase. I hate that fucking game mode so much, dude. Like it's not fun to me. Like the slingshot tech that they're so happy about is honestly garbage. Like I hate it. I feel like it's more distracting than anything when I'm trying to play the game and dive into this match.
And then their commentary in the background. There I was.
the objective, my knee, Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I just think that the objectives are lame. I think that there's just a better way to do things, man. Like I enjoyed Road to WrestleMania 10 times more than what Road
WrestleMania was fun.
So
for sure.
Something like that. Like if they are going to make a showcase, there's 2 showcases, maybe 3 that you could do. Undertaker is definitely one of them because his career speaks for itself, right? Bray Wyatt would be another fun showcase to relive just his whole career, and the different variations of Wyatt would be a lot of fun. And I think that you could do like a faction showcase, like either NWO, D-Generation X. I think we had a DX showcase at one
Evolution,
point.
Anything, just
like faction tag teams or something. You know what I mean? Something different than your typical.
That'd be cool.
Harlem Heat, something like that. We mentioned it. You have WCW, ECW. Use it more often. You have the rights.
They need to bring back that DX theme. First off, where did that go? Why is that not in the game? The Wolfpack theme, the Nation theme. I mean.
Yo, if we get that Wolfpack DLC, that theme, the theme is in there this year, right?
Oh, you know what?
Yes, I heard it the other day. Yeah, I have it on the playlist.
Okay,
yeah.
I think it is.
Yeah, Wolfpack is in there.
But yeah,
I'm pretty sure I heard the song in there.
Why is the DX theme not there? Why is the Nation of Domination theme not there? I mean, those need to come back, in my opinion. Those are kind of so iconic that it's like.
Where's Bray's original theme? They didn't even put that in the game.
Bray's old theme?
No, the original, it's not in there.
Yeah, the original one.
The Fiend theme is in there, but not the original
one.
Firefly one.
I don't know why.
Well, that version of Bray is not even in the game.
No, it is, but he comes out to the.
It's a weird version of him.
He comes up to the Firefly Funhouse theme.
Right,
Weird.
because the only reason we got that model of the game in the game this year is because of that one part in
Right.
Wrestle.
His old theme was killer.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was great, man. So now that we're talking about what they need to add, what are some of the top things? Because for me, if you're talking to me on 2K25, like I don't give a shit what they add when it comes to match types, or I have one match type that I would love to see make it into a wrestling game, and that's a dog collar match. And I've said that like from the beginning, like give me a dog collar match or a strap match or something different. Like I don't give a shit about your buried alive where I got to button mash everything like that. Not fun. Not fun.
Match. Yeah.
Strap match deal. Yeah, that would be cool. Dog collar for sure.
But most of my shit is all gameplay, dude. Like I just want more wrestling incorporated when it comes to the games. I would like to feel more. I don't know. I would feel like I'd like to feel like I have the controller in my hands rather than just watching a million cutscenes every time like I do a move. I'd like to be more included into some of the movesets, like the corner 10 count punches, right? Like that where you're controlling that. Like I just feel like that's a lot more fun to me. And you know, just weapon grapples, weapon physics, shit like that was in the games. Like but most of the shit that I'm asking for have been in these games like in different years. And that's
they've never had a tag rope.
Take them out.
Have they ever had a tag rope in the games? I've never seen that.
No.
I know they don't utilize it as much, but
yeah, something like that. Like I think tag team, cage matches, ladder matches, those three match types need so much love, man. Tag team, you can't even hit like a 3D out of nowhere, right? Like you have to like throw them into the corner, hit the 3D. It's
you should be able to hit more tag moves when both guys are in the ring. Yeah, because then you're just not wanting to do tornado tag matches because you can't hit the cool moves.
Yeah,
you can hit the cool tag team moves. It's the same, like 12 different options or whatever it is, and I agree with that for sure. And they should have tag signatures. I saw someone post that not long ago, like a tag signature and a tag finisher.
Right. Like weapon tag team moves as well, like stuff that incorporates
a super tag team finisher.
Like if you had the tag weapons, you could do like 3D on a table.
Or even the rope, someone teeter-tottering, a Braun Strowman on a Ricochet tossing him over. That's never been included.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I complain about these things not being in the game. It's probably easier said than done, but I don't know. I'm not a game dev. I'm just saying like I would like more wrestling included.
More quad is alive. Like what are the addition.
What are the things that you would like to see in the next edition when I know that most of your stuff is probably going to deal with the creation suite. So let's hear your ideas. Like what would you like to see incorporated into 2K25?
For me, I'd like to see, like I was saying, the body morphing come back. The chain wrestling, I think is important. I think they need, more than just punching him to do a back grapple. You know what I mean? He should be doing a grapple into another grapple, just to get that realism, that real, like you're watching wrestling, you're watching Raw. I want that feeling back. Like you were saying, to be more included instead of just kind of feeling like you're watching a cutscene. I agree with all those aspects, and kind of get that, like you feel like you're playing that arcade style a little more, realistic, but you have that
mix of a good, like friendly mix of both, really. Like
simulation and arcade.
You should have the option to have fun. Like, why can't I go and battle up the concourse of the arena, right? Like go out and like
fighting in front of concessions and.
Yeah, like the backstage is trash too. Like I don't like the backstage.
The backstage is not. It used to be so much fun. Now it's like it's like the same thing.
We just go straight to the
parking lot. Got an elevator.
You go backstage and you're already in the parking lot, bro. I'm like, you guys ran that damn fast to Gorilla?
Yeah.
The backstage areas can use work for sure.
2K19, I think it was like 2K17 to 19 that had that Gorilla setup, right? Where you can go through Gorilla and all that shit. Like that was a lot of.
You would figure since they're doing more, more camera angles and all that through Gorilla, I would think that's going to be put in now.
Yeah. Who should be the cover? I believe it should be the final boss, The Rock. Yeah, maybe Roman Reigns, but I mean, Roman's had the cover before. I think The Rock. Well, so is The Rock, I guess. The Rock had, what was it, 14? Was it 14? It was 2K14.
Oh man.
Or no, it wasn't 14. It was something else, wasn't it?
Let's see. Think about those legend deals. They say they keep wanting to sign legend deals.
I still think it should be like the final boss. That cover would be dope, dude. Like the lightning coming in and all that shit. Like the final boss
The Rock would be cool, but then they'd probably have to do the Rock showcase mode.
That's true.
Or if they go with the Taker showcase mode, there would be the Dead Man edition or something.
That's true.
Taker edition, that would be sweet. Man,
or we can just put like a multitude of stars on the cover like we used to, man. Like,
cool.
Yeah, that would be rad, man. Mr. Alex with the $10 donation, man. Hold on, let's shout this out real quick. Just wanting to mention about my wish list for 2K25, which is bringing back body morphing, parts customization, and muscular bodybuilder, pro bodybuilder physiques for female wrestlers. Yes, absolutely.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah, dude. Jordan Grace fucking looks phenomenal.
She worked on the game. She was doing motion capture.
She does. She does motion capture she did it for 23, 24, and she's doing it for 25, I think. So thank you so much, Mr. Alex, for the $10 donation. Appreciate that. It goes a long way for the channel. Yeah. When it comes to females too, like, how do you feel about that? Like blood, and intergender matches. Like, how do you feel about those two things? I personally think that they should be included.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. And I mean, they used to have girls and guys wrestle all the time. Go back and, as I'm doing research, some of the Attitude Era stuff.
Yep. Jacqueline versus Disco Inferno, man.
Eddie China.
And Lita was doing all these moves, even because I was just doing S.A. Rios, moveset research, and Lita was doing all these moves to guys and jumping off doing Hurricane Ranas to everybody. And yeah, it was wild. And then China, I mean, China was wrestling everybody, girls and guys.
She was the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
Sable
Dudley's all the time. Mae Young and Stacy Keibler and Trish.
Yeah, you got to be able to relive those kind of classic moments.
Yeah. We don't even have. Do we have the mixed tag though still in the game? Don't we?
We have mixed tag, but I think if you tag out to the girl,
the men got to
men come in, the girls come in. Yeah, that thing
got to exit. Yeah.
I mean, maybe the move to Netflix will. You might get more blood from the women.
So I'm such a blood guy. That is one of the features that I really love in 2K24. Like I'm just like an old hardcore, wrestling fan, right? Like I like the blood, and I love what they did this year with the blood on the mat, everything like that. It was phenomenal. Like that is what I've been asking for a long time, and it stays. So that's even better, right? Like you can get some really cool shots of your matches played. So I get bored playing with the females on this game because it doesn't have my blood feature. You know what I mean? Like that's one thing that I'm like, man, I can't, like, because I feel like every match that I play on this game, I feel like I'm playing the same match. I don't know how you guys feel, but when I'm playing it, I run out of spots. Like, oh, I've already done this in like this match.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I mean? There's not too much room for creativity when it comes to these matches, just because of the weapons being so limited and the match types in general just being limited. And, the females in the game not being able to bleed and not being able to do like intergender matches, things like that. I feel like that would bring a lot more diversity and I don't know. I think it would
definitely. They should have more options with that. They should be able to wrestle the guys and definitely should be able to, I mean, the girls have hardcore matches. The girls get busted open, Yeah. It happens.
Female be a ref between two men.
It should be in the game. Should be included.
You can be a ref with a female with two men.
Yeah, that's the only time you get. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that. That's like the only time that you can hit a woman on the game.
I thought they did a good job of was it this game or the last one where they started doing where like the face paint wears off?
It was 19 and then it went away for 22 or 20, 22 and 23, and it just got brought back in 24.
It just got brought back, and that was a cool feature.
Yeah, and so thankfully they brought that back, and they did it better than ever too. Like I think that the face paint wears off better in this game, compared to 19. So so the little details are definitely there, man. But like the fact that we're missing things like thumbtacks and just like James said, even that small detail of grabbing the rope in a tag match, like that would be rad,
another detail. Like when you're playing, like, besides like my faction, like, you get to the damaged goods, their whole body's red. Give me like a no contest. They got to call a doc. Like, they've never put that in the game. They haven't done that in years. Make it where someone has an injury. Do something like that.
They bring the ambulance out or the stretcher.
Bring a stretcher. Yeah. Do some angles like that. Or, hey, ref got to put an X.
Yeah. But I also really liked your idea of doing the bringing back stories. Bringing back, you can kind of like pick a story or choose a story where you're kind of reliving some of these classic moments.
Yeah, I think the whole like my rise thing, it's always the same old thing. Well, I want to go for the top gold. Well, let me go for the mid card title. Let me go for the tag titles. And it's just, I'm the new superstar in town, and I'm on NXT. I'm on Raw.
So listen, I actually like my rise. I just think that it has too much extra things in the My Rise that doesn't need to be there. And I'd like them to bring like some sort of free roaming back instead of just kind of ending up in the place that you need to be and selecting your mission. And there's a better way to come about it, but I like what they do for the story of My Rise. It's just all that side crap.
I don't mind it. It's just I get bored of the whole anticipation of, you're going to go for the world title. While the other way was if you were a cruiserweight, you would go after the cruiserweight title. You can work your way to the world title, but this one is just automatic. You're going for the world title, you're doing the Rumble, and you're winning it. That's it. There's no, you either win or you got to redo it.
There's no branching. There's no branching off stories.
The branching off stories would be fun. Yeah, My Rise is fun. They could simplify it a little more or cut out some fat. That's exactly what you're saying. Yeah,
give me more alternatives because I play it. My Rise, you pay twice, men and women's, and then that's it. You're done with it. While back in the day, like Here Comes the Pain,
more alternatives, but you also don't. You don't need to play it for 16 hours, just one path through. You know what I mean?
There was one where you can be a ladies' man. There was one where you can, trample over Vince and them and own the company. There was a lot of different perspectives. You can give me a tag team for the rest of your career. There was that one, or be mid card for the entire time and get some different rivals.
Joe Compton with the $4.99, man. I appreciate you. Says Undertaker cover. You can have 4 editions: the Undertaker edition, the American Badass edition, the Dead Man edition, then the Unholy Trinity edition. I think it would be cool, man. I mean, look, I'm not a here we go. I don't care. I don't care about the fucking Undertaker. I'm gonna go on and say it. Like, I'm not a fan of the Undertaker. Like,
I'm gonna need you to remind you.
It is the hottest take in pro wrestling. I swear. Every time I say this, like everybody's like, "What are you talking about? It's the Undertaker." Like, bro, I liked some of the stuff that the Undertaker did in the Attitude Era.
Who saved Cody?
I liked his WrestleMania matches, but other than that, I'm like,
Let me remind you who took out the final boss. Let me remind you because someone was on their chicken farm.
But I mean, you can have so many classic matches and classic characters. I mean, you can do him and Yokozuna in the coffin match. You can do him and Giant Gonzalez.
Mankind. No, let's please
not. King of the Ring. Yeah, 98.
Boiler. I mean, give me a boiler match.
Yeah, the boiler room
match. Yeah.
The casket match with Shawn Michaels was good. Everything he did with Shawn Michaels was gold. I will say that. Like, it's still one of my favorite matches to this day. WrestleMania 25 was incredible. But go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you put Steve Austin there being sacrificed on the symbol?
Steve Austin, I remember they had a buried alive match.
Yeah,
buried alive match. Oh, and there's another great match, or just a great pay-per-view in general, was SummerSlam 98.
Oh, love that. Yeah, I love that match. Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, awesome.
And you can finally have like retro Kane. I want to see Big Red Machine like 98. I want to see Kane 98, Kane 99. You can have that feud with Taker or the Inferno match.
the Bad Blood Hell in a Cell with Undertaker and Shawn Michaels is still to this day my favorite Hell in a Cell match of all time. That was Kane's debut. You could relive that in the showcase as well, which would be pretty cool. Having him rip off the door, coming in and busting him open. Joe, I appreciate that $4.99 donation, bro. Jacoby with the $2 donation. Bring promos back and add number one contenders matches.
I like that. Those are great.
Number one contenders matches. Like, that's so weird that they're not in the game. It's just a weird feature not to have, right?
It's hasn't been in. Did they ever have that in any games? Because like it's always something I've always done. Like in my head, I'm like, all right, I'm putting this guy and this guy, and whoever wins this is, getting a title shot.
You're just they
might have had it in a game,
about it, but it's
They might have had it in a game, but I don't think they've ever acknowledged it from like the commentary team and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like as you're playing it out,
that would
especially in like a universe.
And if you're in like universe or you're in my GM, it's like, it has all the characters with the titles, but it's like number one contender right here. Says it right next to him, number one contender for US title or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
That's a great idea though, with the commentary.
I think what they did in AEW Fight Forever, I don't know if you played that game at all, but Fight Forever, I think it showed you records and all that kind of shit. It's not even like it needs to be acknowledged by the commentary team so much, but like you said, number one contender on your like nameplate, right? Like that would be pretty fucking rad. Like just see that and be like, oh, cool. Look, like it's acknowledging that he's the number one contender.
Yeah,
like,
give me the little, defeated blah 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 last week on Raw.
I loved a lot of the stuff they put in Fight Forever, but I waited. I waited till it was free, downloaded it. I probably played it for about 10 minutes, and then I called it.
Oh man!
I played it about 10 minutes. I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. We're good."
Dude, did you at least play with like the thumbtacks and stuff? Did you play with that?
I mean, I tried. I mean, the control. I don't know. I couldn't get into that game. And I love AEW. I am an AEW fan, but I couldn't. I was trying. It was like so hard to hit a finisher for me. I'm like, what is going on in this game? Like, I don't know.
The reversals alone.
The reversals, like they kept countering everything. It's like, how do I hit a damn finisher in this game? And it's like,
it's
a possum pin out of the blue.
I actually liked the game. I had a tough time with the reversals myself. Like I had to put on like the easy, like the easy reversals just to enjoy it. But even then, it gets a little tough, man, at times. But the gameplay itself, it had so much detail in the game. I wish you would go back and play it more than 10 minutes, at least just to experience like the crowd that they recorded for AEW Fight Forever was phenomenal. Like it was a live crowd. It sounded alive, dude. It sounded alive. I felt like the game was alive. And the weapons were a lot of fun, especially the thumbtacks, dude. You have to go back and try the thumbtacks. If you got it for free, just take some time.
I might have to go back and dabble a little. All I remember is everybody going, Fight Forever's coming out. This is going to be revolutionary. This is going to change wrestling games. Amazing. The game comes out 2 weeks later. Silence. Nobody's talking about Fight Forever anymore. 2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
That was the biggest hype up wrestling game I've ever seen to just fall absolutely flat. And then they're coming out with all these characters that should have been in the game already. There was 40 characters, 50 characters, not many. So they're coming up with all these new characters that should have been in the game, and $15 here, $10 here, $15. Like, what are you guys doing?
Well, it was a live service game. So the game was supposed to be like Fight Forever. They were supposed to keep adding stuff. Yuke's, I'm going to go on and say Yuke's didn't hold up their end of the deal. Like that's what it is. Like,
I dropped the ball on that one.
Yuke's completely fucked AEW out of this deal.
It was bad when they couldn't even get a release date, and then you had Best Buy's posting a date, and then they had to come out and say, "Oh, we didn't put that date. I don't know where they get this information." Then the Nintendo store had this date.
Yeah, I feel bad for AEW when it comes to this game, dude, because
I think I played the TNA game. I think longer than 2 weeks, and that was saying about.
I still occasionally go back on Fight Forever because there is things in that game that is just amazing, dude. Like the attention to detail, like I said earlier about like character recognition. Like you felt like you were playing Orange Cassidy. You know what I mean? Like you were Orange Cassidy in the game. You were Penta. You were Kenny Omega. You know what I mean? Like that's what felt good about this. Like I didn't feel like I was just using a random default
unique
character
style,
with a Roman Reigns skin. You know what I mean?
The pins alone, were just nice and inclusive. Like, but him pinning you with
I think for me,
it was bad. But I'm saying just pinning with the pockets. Your hands in the pockets.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Which is awesome. I think for me, I love that attention to detail, and the weapons and stuff. And I will have to go back and mess around with it a little more. But just the lack of a roster was hurting that game. And then they kept putting out more and more guys, but you're spending tons of more money, and the roster lacking and the lack of customization in that game was if you're a content creator, like you guys, like that was rough for you guys because you can't just go in there and freely. You guys are conditioned for 2K, right? Like 2K has everything. I think that's what everybody's problem was, is that AEW Fight Forever was supposed to be that game that was released that was going to be close to the No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain style, right? Yeah.
And if you go back and play those fucking games, they didn't have much to do. Like it's the same thing. But Fight Forever, though, releasing without even a cage match to me was questionable. Like what game was out in 2023? I think at the time, right? 2023, that game came out. What game comes out at that time and doesn't have a cage match? You know what I mean? Like, we had that shit in WrestleFest.
We were having private conversations like, oh yeah, to unlock everything, you got to go to showcase mode. This, you had to play that story mode, and I think I was like bored enough. I played 10 times or whatever. I unlocked all the mini games. I'm like, I had to play this crap 10 times. At least showcase, I got it done in one swoop.
Yeah.
And what was with the AEW, the mini games, like disco dancing or whatever? I don't even know what those mini games were. I'm like, what?
I'll tell you what was up.
Kenny Omega, that was the only thing that was good.
Omega should have never gotten involved with this game either.
It was like when so I'm gonna tell you, I never played or owned 2K20. I know how bad that game was, but like when they came out with all that like zombie content and all this stuff, like who asked for this crap?
Probably, I think by far the worst DLC.
2K20, skipped it. I saw the reviews, and I buy every WWE game. I saw the reviews for that game, and I was like, wow, okay. I just totally lost interest. And everyone talking about the game being broken.
19. So, here we go.
The only two WWE games I skipped in the last 10 years were apparently the two worst ones. WWE 2K15 and WWE 2K20.
15 was awful. Try going back and playing that right now.
So bad. I remember.
So bad, dude.
20 was so bad. I remember I went to this. I think this was what GameStop was still the thing. I went to go get it. They gave me the wrong version. I got home. I was like, oh, this is the wrong one. I went back, got the deluxe one, played it, and that's when I found out, oh, yeah, this is a cluster F.
Man, Joe Compton with another $4.99 donation. Sorry for making you wait there, Joe. After Pat McAfee failed as a playable character this year, have him on commentary on 2K25 with Cole. I agree with that. It's probably about him making time for that, though. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna work. The fool's so busy with football, and then he immediately hops back into the WWE realm. It's
who are the three commentators in the game again?
Corey Graves, Byron Saxton, and Michael Cole.
Michael Cole. Byron Saxton, I mean, he hasn't done commentary in how long? Like on TV. Like here's who I want. Here's who I want on commentary in 2K25. I want Wade Barrett.
I was about to say Wade.
I want Wade Barrett commentary. He's entertaining as hell. I would love Wade Barrett on commentary. Or how about you can go? I'll pick the Raw commentary team, or I'll pick the SmackDown commentary team, or I'll pick the NXT commentary team. Why not? If they did that with the ring announcer,
man, you're gonna be hearing shucky ducky quack quack all damn day.
Here, the fact that you mentioned that, I mean, I know everyone. There's a big fan base for the universe mode and all that. They already do the the pre-show stuff. You can give me the panel beforehand and give me that match. We have this one spectacular match coming up, and they do it, like a round table type of thing. You can throw that in for 25.
Oh yeah, like the pre-show shit.
Yeah, kind of like, the people here that played NFL 2K5 when it was good. When 2K owned the NFL,
give me the press conferences.
Yeah, give me something.
Give me the press conferences with CM Punk eating Mindy's muffins. You know what I mean? We'll call
minus certain questions you can't ask. You'll get escorted out of the door.
Minus certain questions.
Hey, so
I want the option
fella.
to say that this guy can't even manage a fucking target. Like that's what I want. I want that option.
Hey, Cena, what about that Vince McMahon? We saw you hanging out.
What do you guys think of having the show commentators? Like I was saying though, like the specific show commentators.
I think that would be rad. Yeah. Absolutely. You're trying to mimic what you see on WWE TV. I think that's my biggest bitch about these games is that it doesn't mimic what I watch every single week on WWE TV.
Yeah.
There's so many things missing. And when I get told that, all I hear is, I just want promos back. Like, man, fuck those promos. Like, give me what I see on TV. You know what I mean?
When this was coming out, the qualities of life was the big thing to me. I mean, I'm trying to remember if they had it when they were doing those ridiculous graphics on Raw and SmackDown. Did they ever put those in the game?
No. That's another thing. Moving graphics. We've went to moving graphics now. It's not just like still shots anymore.
Moving graphics are fun.
Yeah, we've had those in like the SmackDown versus Raw games. Like that would be dope.
I can tell you this: like we have a pay-per-view coming up, Bash in Berlin. I don't think it's going to make the cut.
It might not. Black Rain, one of the biggest haters for WWE 2K. Fight Forever has better gameplay than WWE 2K24. You didn't have to guess to reverse. Bullshit. You didn't have to guess to reverse. Come on now.
That was probably why I played it for 10 minutes.
Yeah, the reversing was terrible in that game.
I get what he's saying. It's just, man, it wouldn't make the damn reversal.
You had so many weapons. The whole arena was a sandbox. I do agree with that. The arena was great. You could do so many things. Like you could break the LED screens. You can break the barricades down. You can hop on the barricades and jump off them. So the gameplay was fast. I liked it. Hey,
but 2K, where's my beach arena? Where's my beach arena coming in?
Yeah. Phantasma says, how do y'all feel about TNA collab DLC? If TNA allows it, I think it's a great idea.
Which I highly doubt. I don't think they're going to do it until they're on.
If I get Joe Hendry in 2K25,
doubt it.
Bet your ass that's going to be my theme music for my custom car. Dude,
Joe Hendry, he'll probably be NXT champion in like less than 6 months. Or definitely less than a year.
Whenever his contract is up.
Whenever his contract's up, he's signing with NXT. He is way too over there now.
Yeah, Jordan Grace.
I don't think they'll put a TNA pack in WWE, but if Hendry's with the company at that time, if his contract's up, I think he could make it in the game or make it as DLC. But I don't think they'll put a full TNA pack in there. I don't see.
Do they want to pay the royalties of all that?
Yeah, exactly. So,
Dap with the $2 donation going off code today. I played WCW Nitro on PS2. I'm sorry, bro. the Nitro.
I mean, Backstage Assault to this day.
Oh man,
Nitro today. Oh man, probably one of the only WCW games I would go back and play would be Revenge. I mean, it's
Revenge,
it's the GOAT. It's a classic, you know.
It's my favorite acting game. Like a lot of people will cry out for No Mercy. I loved Revenge, dude.
I love Revenge.
World Tour was all right.
World Tour was great.
No Mercy in WrestleMania 2000 was great. Love those games.
2000 was great. It was kind of underrated. But yeah, those games I would go back and play. But anything else, WCW, Nitro, Thunder, Mayhem, any of that, I'm good. Backstage Assault, that was pure crap.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, EA. If I see one more fucking comment, I'm telling you, if I see one more fucking comment on my video saying EA should take over the rights, Backstage Assault.
Oh, you want to talk about EA? I mean, have you seen how much have they been trolled about with their scans? No.
Yeah. No.
You can stick with UFC and at the time when they had boxing.
Lee Valentine with the $2 donation. Joe Hendry and Ash by Elegance, please. I don't think Ash by Elegance is going to get in there because she wasn't like a Triple H girl, right? Like that's why she got released.
She got booed off of NXT, and then there was no pop on that NXT Vegas show.
That's so crazy, dude.
That was just
when Dana Brooke first came to WWE,
She was over at the time. I mean, when
I remember
she was with
thinking
Charlotte.
like, yo, this chick has something. Like, I remember thinking that. I don't know how everybody else felt, but like when I seen Dana Brooke, I remember telling my wife, like, yo, she's fucking pretty good. Like she could wrestle. She's super athletic. Like if she learned the ropes a little bit more, then she would have been great.
I thought she was improving in WWE. It took her a while. I thought she was getting better and better in the ring, honestly. They just didn't I feel like they just didn't really find a character for her. They didn't really find something to do with her. You know, they should have changed her up. They just kind of made her like, oh, she's like the cool like gymnast girl. You know what I mean? Or
that's about it.
Yeah, they didn't ever do that.
She got praised when she was turning on Charlotte.
They never did anything interesting with her.
That was the only thing I could recall.
Sucks, man. Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, Conrad says. See here, E says back. So E is a big Fight Forever guy.
I was gonna say backstage assault guy too.
Well, he had a couple of gems that he liked from backstage assault.
There was some good ones. I mean, like you said, Raw 1 and Raw 2 had some great things.
Yeah, they had,
yeah.
So backstage assault had an amazing commentary from Bobby the Brain Heenan. It outclasses 2K's commentary. EA and their microtransactions. Yeah.
I've kind of forgotten that game so long ago, but I'm sure the commentary was great, especially if Bobby Heenan was on there. Bobby Heenan was he was a gold. I mean, Bobby Heenan, you go back and watch his commentary from old WCW matches, and it's hilarious.
I wish Heyman would do commentary again. I really wish he would do it.
He could. It would be great. Heyman, I love Heyman on commentary.
I know we have technology, the AI and everything. Gorilla Monsoon would be awesome.
So we can't do that. Like I asked the Universe Mode about Universe Mode dev about that, and he was like, he was like, yeah, we don't want to use AI. We wouldn't never even think of that because, you know, for the wrestlers that have passed, you know what I mean? We don't want people like using, like maybe if they used AI, it would just be from their perspective and not like for us to customize it. Because if you were to customize AI from us, like making creative stories and shit.
Could you imagine JR saying all the wireless things?
Yeah, it's wild. Lee Valentine says that she's doing great in TNA though.
Dana Brooke. Yeah, you know, a lot of ex-WWE wrestlers go to TNA and do well. You know, Mustafa was over there tearing it up in the X division. I mean, Bobby Lashley,
Drew McIntyre,
for his one-time appearance.
Dolph Ziggler's TNA champion right now.
Dude, he just cut a phenomenal promo the other day.
He's been killing it. And I'm sure I haven't really watched TNA in a while, but I'm sure he's killing it over there. I mean, it's Dolph Ziggler. He's the guy's Nick Nemeth. I mean, phenomenal, you know?
Yeah. And somebody showed me the promo and I was like, dude, where the fuck was this Dolph Ziggler?
Where was
it? Was Chris, our homie Chris. Shout out to Chris Williams. He showed me the promo and I was like, yo, where was this Dolph Ziggler in WWE? Like, why didn't
all it took was a number of years to eventually go to TNA?
You just need to let these chains go, man. Joe Compton with another $4.99, bro. I appreciate you.
Look what Matt Cardona did leaving WWE. Look at
oh yeah, he's great.
And even I enjoyed Brian Myers. Even when he first came to TNA and kind of became a heel, I thought he's entertaining. And they had him just jobbing every match in WWE. They didn't do anything with him.
Chelsea Green, you know.
Chelsea Green. Yeah. Chelsea Green, they're doing good stuff with her in WWE now, I think.
Joe Compton says EA for 2K25. Sorry, Jesse, I had to troll you a little bit. Bro, I don't want look, EA is not a good publisher. Like I play the UFC games every time they release one. Trash, bro. Like it's the same thing. Like THQ made good UFC games. Once EA got a hold of it, hated them, dude. Hated those games so much. And you got Black Rain over here saying too, like that was 20 years ago. It's 2024 EA in doing that shit. Let's not act like 2K is doing much better.
They're both bigots. Let's be real. They're both bigot companies. They both do it.
Yeah, that's a corporation thing, man. It really is. But I'll tell you this:
is THQ still around?
No, you got THQ Nordic, and they helped with EA or AEW Fight Forever. But that's pretty much it. So yeah,
I mean, and this I speak on behalf of probably most creators and oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Icons guys. So what's up? You know, Sean Styles, Dr. Gorilla Nuts, Executioner, Tyrant, Too Sweet Ya, and 2K Up in Flames, and DW Federation. He was on the team, and Quick Stop Hicks. I just want to give a shout out. But oh shoot, where was I going with this? Oh man, I forget now. I lost my train of thought, man. I was like, we were talking about publishing and what
EA and all that.
And EA. Yeah. No, okay. I know where I was going. So I just kind of wish 2K and the 2K devs, I kind of wish they would they always say they hear the community, but I kind of wish they would really listen to what we want more and really kind of work on those things a little more than I feel like we get. I feel like we get kind of left in the dark. Sometimes I feel like they leave us hanging, you know, and then they go, oh, we acknowledge it, but they take a long time to respond to us and what we're asking for. And I feel like it's not unreasonable to the things that we want or the things that we're looking forward to in the game, or even the little fixes, you know. It'd be nice if we had a more open communication, you know, a better communication with 2K and the community.
I think you got your real answer when the whole Pat McAfee pack came out, and the whole, you know, when they were just laughing at the fans, and then
I feel like they were laughing at the fans, laughing at, you know, and we didn't ask that way.
I think it's very tone deaf at times, for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And there's certain situations, like I don't fully believe this has anything to do with the devs. I don't fully believe that. I think the devs have tons of things that they want to put in this game, and I feel like they're slapped with limitations. That's honestly what I believe, because I know a few of these devs personally, and I know damn well, and I hear this in the comment section too all the time, is, well, we need wrestling fans. Dude, Brian Williams is a fucking wrestling fan.
Brian Williams is awesome.
And he's a huge wrestling fan.
I think he's awesome. And since he's been back, I mean, things have been going in the right direction. Like even more so, I think big time. I think he's a big reason why the weapons were so awesome this year, and the blood and the face paint coming off.
And he didn't really mess with 2K23 too much. Like 24, he was hands on more so than any of the games.
And you can tell more love went into this game than the last few.
Yeah,
you can just tell. You know,
absolutely.
Brian Williams is awesome. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. So when I hear, you know, like people, you know, oh, we need new devs to make the game, like, who would you? My best suggestion is, you know, to you, or my best answer would be, who would you recommend? Who's out here making fucking wrestling games? Is what I want.
This one guy, you know, like I've heard of Rockstar. I'm like, well, good luck.
Dude, Rockstar wouldn't touch a wrestling game with a 10-foot pole. I promise you.
They would not want to do year releases, and you're talking to a company.
I was just kind of more referring to just a little bit more open line communication and.
Right. No, I wasn't talking about you. I was just saying, like, in general, like for like fans, I get them in my comment section all the time.
Yeah.
The videos are a lot more popular than the podcasts. Like, so when we do the videos, they reach a much wider audience, but that's where all the comments come into play, right? Is, you know, we need, you know, a different dev team making this. Like, bro, who's out here making wrestling games? The only people that you see making wrestling games are independent developers. Like, we got 3 wrestling games coming out: Neckbreaker, UPW, and the Wrestling Code, all independent developers. You know what I mean? Like, no major developer wants to mess with a wrestling game. 2K and EA is pretty much all you got when it comes to the rights.
No, but that's why there hasn't been that many wrestling game companies in general messing with this.
The reason why you don't have any other wrestling games on the market is because WWE is like a package deal now. Same with like Peacock. They're not going to spread their library of wrestling out to multiple different sources. Why do that? We can sell our whole library to Peacock for one price, and that's what we're going to do. So what are we doing with our video games? We're going to sell every bit of our rights of the video games to one company. That's 2K. 2K, here you go. you're everything WWE games now, right? Like that's what it is. It's not like back in the day where we had multiple different dev teams working on, All Stars and SmackDown versus Raw and Day of Reckoning, and you know what I mean? It's not like those days anymore because the rights are now sold to one team and one team only. And that kind of sucks, right? So it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah. I speaking of, I can't wait till WWE goes to Netflix, actually. I'm kind of
Me too.
I've been sick of that Peacock platform. I miss WWE Network, honestly. WWE Network was just way better.
So what sucks is you're going to get Raw on Netflix, but your pay-per-views are still going to be on Peacock for another couple of years, I think.
Yeah, at least you can get some swearing, not the 10 bleeps.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I've seen that interview.
I'm curious of what Netflix is going to handle this. Oh yeah, you didn't wear that hat.
Oh my God. No, I wasn't talking about that, but I was talking about like when they started talking about like the Raw platform and like he's like, oh, I think that people are expecting like a Lita Edge celebration, live on the air first day. And he's like, that kind of stuff is not going to happen. Like it has to mean something.
It's got to just be out of the blue, not just, you already expect it. And let's see how Netflix does. They have not done many. I mean, before this, they haven't done really many streams. They've done like 5, and I think some of them were terrible.
Yeah. Lee says Cornell is a wrestling fan too. Yes, he is. He's a huge
shout out to Cornell too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Somebody tried to snitch tag me to him the other day. It was fucking hilarious. Like they snitch tagged me on Twitter about something that I had said that was negative towards 2K24. And while he was tagged, I was like, I've always been honest about these games to Cornell. Cornell follows me and he sees my tweets. So you don't need to fucking snitch tag me. Cornell, as soon as I tweeted that, Cornell liked it. Retweeted it right away. Hilarious, dude. Yeah. I was like, I've never lied to Cornell and I never would. Like,
I guess we're bootlickers.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. But like somebody snitch tagged me the other day and I was like, that's wild. Like he literally follows me.
I wasn't when I was talking about the communicating with 2K and the community and stuff, I wasn't like trying to point fingers at anybody or the devs or anything like that. I just meant 2K in general. Just that communication between, the creators and the 2K in general, and also the community. That's what I was talking about. I wasn't like trying to like, oh, this guy and this girl. No, nothing like that. No.
Well, Lexi runs if anybody knows who Lexi is, Lexi runs the WWE account, right? Like that's who is running those accounts. But she has like 3 different roles, and a lot of people don't understand that, as Lexi does have different roles within the company. So at times the tweets come off as tone deaf, and I understand like the community is just very passionate and they get pissed off, and she gets like
it makes me think like after that whole Pat McAfee thing, like was it a 2K? Was it just her call to do it, or was that the corporate giant to say let's just do it? Why now let's make people pissed off at Pat? I don't know.
She also runs like the Top Spin page as well for Twitter, and so she's doing a lot at the same time. So she probably didn't even think about it and listened to the Pat McAfee interview and just laughed at it and made the comments. But what I guess she just doesn't understand that the fucking community is that passionate to be like, why in the fuck would you laugh at this? You know what I mean?
You have a hardcore fan base, and I get it. Pat's friends with The Rock, and I get when they did the whole Cody thing, so they figured let's rub it off with Pat. I think there was a different inclusion you could have done it with.
I think if they would have thrown in an arena and maybe an NXT star in there, just like a surprise, just something like that, like we would have been happier. You know what I mean? Like we got this pack we didn't want, but hey, we got Sol Ruka and we got Metaphor or something, just something like that. Just something like, hey, we didn't expect to get this, and this is a cool, nice little bonus. Okay, people are gonna kind of shut up about the Pat McAfee pack a little more. They're gonna be a little more happier and like, oh, well, we had to deal with this, but we got this. Like we said, at least we got those new moves.
I was shocked. So like if we get like all this bonus stuff that we're thinking that comes in that WCW pack, like the Fall Brawl Arena style war games, if we get like the NWO, all that stuff, I'm going to be shocked, because if there was any time that you needed to bounce back and add extra DLC to make a pack worth it, it should have been that Pat McAfee pack.
Or,
like,
you don't have any DLC for August. Are we getting a big bundle coming up? Something?
Yeah.
And
there's a reason why they left it open.
Big patches with not just fixing patches and fixing things, but also like maybe some hidden surprises, maybe an additional ring, additional arena. I like when they did that last year or the last few years. We
got that like updated NXT arena, like when they went to like the 2.0 on 22, they gave us that, and then they gave us like a couple other stars, and then
they gave us a bunch of my faction guys in 22. We had they gave us Dijakovic, they gave us the modern day Shawn Michaels. They gave us
I didn't play that shit when I didn't mess with my faction at all. I remember popping on 22 and I seen like the Mutt or the Hut. Because I play like the hockey games too. That's like the only game from EA that I'll play is like the hockey, and that game's trash. It's the same fucking game every single year, by the way, if not worse. And so when I see those card games, and then I popped on 22 and seen that, I was like, wait, what? Why are they doing this shit?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
They figured someone's gonna pay for it, and
it's terrible.
We are with 24.
Says. I don't blame the devs. I blame the corporate assholes who have no concept of sports entertainment, much less wrestling. And then actually, I seen a comment from Lee too as well that made a lot of people don't realize this, but 2K is not the only people that developed the game. Visual Concepts actually has most of the devs working for them. So a lot of people say, oh, 2K this, 2K that, the devs at 2K, the lead developers are on 2K, but the devs technically work at Visual Concepts, you know what I mean? But they never get any of that backlash. It's always 2K. That's just crazy. So give us the cancel Nash Carter
model. He's not wrong.
Like 2 years too late, maybe.
Yeah,
we should have got at least a substitute something. Instead, we
never got a sub for Nash Carter. So
Executioner in the house. What's good, man? Another fellow icon of the ring. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. We're gonna have to get you back on the show too.
I don't want to take too much time here. Like the Pat McAfee when that came out, and of course, Jesse and I played my faction. It was just a fortune. Well, here's a live event. Oh, we'll give you the most atrocious prizes up there, so you have to play with them. It was more so of a force. They do this in a constant. They do this on a constant thing. It's like we said, the showcase thing, and then the my faction stuff. Like, oh, if you want this persona, you have to go through my faction. There is no other way around it. It's more of a forcer. We want you to play this and that.
Boo, Visual Concepts. Boo.
It was nice to finally get the coffin drop in the game. How long we've been waiting?
No, that's rad. Yeah,
like 4 years.
Drop. And the hidden blade as well.
The hidden blade.
Yeah. Great moves, man. As an AEW fan, I'm stoked. So you said you watch AEW and you're a fan. Are you excited for All In this Sunday?
Oh yeah.
Dude, definitely. What is it on? 9 in the morning for us? 10 in the morning?
Is it 9 a.m.?
9 a.m. Is it?
Probably early. Yeah.
I gotta check on my schedule. We got fantasy football.
That card's stacked. I'm definitely stoked for All In.
I happened to got tickets, second row tickets, hard cam on the floor for Wrestle Dream in Tacoma, Washington. So I'm really excited about that.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like my first time ever going to a pay-per-view sitting that close. Tried to get first floor. Look, full disclosure, paid $500 for the second row ticket. One row up, they wanted $1,200. I was like, why in the fuck would I do that? I'm going to sit second row for $500. That doesn't make any damn sense. $1,200 just to say that I'm sitting front row? What's going on here?
$700 more than second row? Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So, and my ticket was directly in the middle too. So it's like,
I don't know who's the green smiley t-shirt guy in the AEW verse, but you got to get a hookup with him. Find out
WWE
who he is.
Too.
Yeah. I don't know. Is there an AEW fan that goes to every event that's noticed? They need one on there. So you get a hookup.
I don't know.
And I went to, me and a few friends. I mean, I hadn't been to a wrestling event in a while, and we went to a WWE holiday event in December of last year. That was here in Vegas. Right. That was at the MGM, and that was a lot of fun, man. There was like, it wasn't televised. It was like that holiday tour.
Yeah.
And Kevin Owens and Solo had a street fight match. We got to see AJ Styles. We got to see LA Knight in the main event in a cage match against I think he fought Jimmy Uso. So there were some interesting matches on that card, and it was cool that we got to see Shotzi had just gotten married. So it was we had a blast. It was a lot of fun.
You got to go to Double or Nothing. It's in fucking Vegas every year. You haven't went to Double or Nothing?
I have not gone to a Double or Nothing. Usually I'm working or can't afford it at the time. It's always something.
That was us. We were going to try to go to the first one, I think, or second one.
Dude, Double or Nothing. So I had tickets to Double or Nothing in Vegas, and I was actually second row on the floor again. And then the pandemic happened.
Oh,
and they didn't come back for like another 2 years, 3 years.
2 years.
I was like, that's sold my ticket, dude. I wasn't waiting. So yeah, I was so mad about that. But I was gonna take the trip to Vegas and go see Double or Nothing.
Not only Double or Nothing, WrestleMania is here next year.
Yeah, I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not.
I gotta see.
See again, it's super expensive. I used to go see TNA all the time. Impact used to, or when it was still Impact before they went back to the TNA name, they used to come here a lot. And I've seen Ring of Honor a few times too.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I've seen Ring of Honor and TNA as well. They're fun shows.
And a lot of people don't know some of these guys that are kind of big now got their start in Vegas wrestling here, or we have a local promotion called FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling.
Yep.
I know. Chris Bay started over there. A few different guys. Solo, I think, started over there. Zoe Stark. So yeah, a lot of people that are well known now kind of were getting their. Also Karrion Kross. Before he was even Killer Kross, I think. What was his first? Kevin Kross? Yeah, he used to wrestle. Yeah. He's from Vegas. He's a Vegas guy.
So you didn't go to SummerSlam either when it went to Vegas? Me and James were at that SummerSlam at the 2021.
Redder Stadium. Yeah, was it when they?
Yeah, I missed that one too. I haven't been to a pay-per-view. I went to a ROH pay-per-view maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and then haven't been to like a WWE pay-per-view since they did Money in the Bank. I think I won tickets to that.
Oh, that was recently though, right?
No, we're talking Money in the Bank, like the one from like 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was old. That's the one.
Are you going to fucking WrestleMania then?
It's the one where Dean Ambrose cashed in. No, I don't have tickets to that.
Well, it's not on sale yet, but
no, I'd love to go. I mean, if I
could. Oh, you live in Vegas, you gotta go.
Yeah, when's Main back to Vegas? But am I going to have to take out a loan to
seriously? Yeah. Whatever they paid for the Super Bowl, they were watching it.
You're going to have to at least cut off your left arm, and ship it to Paul Levesque, so that way he knows.
Couple of car payments.
That he owns everybody.
What are the mortgage? Like $800, $1,000 for nosebleeds. You know what I mean?
Like, me and the wife
just watch it from the bar.
So me and the wife were like calculating this, right? Like we were looking at it because we were looking at last year's tickets to Philadelphia, like to get decent seats, right? Like I don't care about sitting floor, but I don't want to sit 200 section. I don't want to sit 300 section. I want to be like 100 and have a good view, at least a decent view. And based on last year's prices, you're talking at least like at the top of the 100s, like $2,000 a ticket per night, per ticket. Yeah. That's $8,000 for me and my wife to go both nights. Just tickets to WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I better just to watch it on TV and that aspect. Yeah. For $8,000, watch it on TV.
Bro, I'm going to fucking Hawaii over WrestleMania any day. Like,
there's a lot more. Like, I love wrestling, but I'm not spending the whole mortgage on this.
Yeah, bro. So so when I seen Wrestle Dream tickets for $500 second row, I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna go into Wrestle Dream then.
Oh yeah, that's reasonable. Yeah.
Second row. And even that's expensive to me. Like $500, that was a lot.
What did I pay? I paid like a little over $100. I think for Full Gear when it came down here in LA, and it was.
And you were floor tickets, right?
6th row. I was like right on the guardrail. I had perfect sight of the Swerve and Hangman like brick spot. I think it was.
How much was that? Like 400,
like a little over $100.
Over 100. Wow, that's really good.
And
ticket prices are outrageous these days. Even
I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember MJB. I think he was the one that he got SummerSlam tickets for like what? What did he tell us? Like $300-$400? I don't know how he did
Yeah,
that.
MJB. Yeah.
There's no way you're getting that for WrestleMania. Ain't no way.
Well, he said he got it for pre-sale, so maybe if you get pre-sale tickets for WrestleMania, they could be cheaper.
I don't know. I'm telling you, they follow the taxes like the NFL because they seen 49ers and Chiefs fans buy seats for like I think the cheapest seat was like $8,000. I couldn't imagine what wrestling fans would pay.
Yeah, and Mania, I believe, is at the Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, it's at Allegiant.
Play in Allegiant's
I mean, I could do the thing like I did last year with 39 or with 39, and I bought that WrestleMania ticket for like $600 just out of the blue, and I paid cheaper than the guy next to me from Ireland. But that's pushing it.
I haven't even, I live in Vegas. I haven't even been to Allegiant yet. I haven't even.
It's beautiful. It's such a good stadium.
I mean, it looks nice. I've been to T-Mobile a number of times.
I've been to T-Mobile as well.
Is a big one here.
And then you would love Allegiant.
We're building a baseball stadium here too.
Yep. And you can only imagine what wrestling, whoever AEW or WWE get the spear, because I know Tony mentioned it. I know Triple H has mentioned doing some wrestling show in the spear.
Oh, the spear! I haven't been to this in the sphere yet. Like you're always seeing it though outside. You're seeing like crazy designs and stuff when you're by the strip, and it's pretty wild.
Yeah,
they're doing a new baseball stadium here. They're tearing down Tropicana, like the Tropicana. Like it's just
the Tropicana. I think
but it's just demolished.
27 or 28. They're supposed to move in. I think I heard.
Joe Compton with the $4.99, man. The last PLE Indy had was Fastlane, the infamous drunk Jey Uso press conference. I really want to go to the Rumble next year. So the Rumble is going to Indy next year, right?
Which it's obvious Pat's going to be in that Rumble, no doubt.
I would love to go to a Royal Rumble. That's one of my favorite pay-per-views of the year.
That's the last pay-per-view I have before I complete the Final Four, the big four. Sorry.
So you've done Mania, you've done SummerSlam,
Survivor Series.
Survivor Series, okay.
Oh yeah, that was another one. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I actually went to California to meet James. Mm-hmm. We did all 4 shows.
When it was affordable, it was what, $1,000 each of us for all 4 shows?
For all 4 shows,
you're not getting that no more. No way.
And we were 3rd row for Summer.
Let's see. We had like a corner 100 section for War Games, which was a great view. We had Survivor Series was on the floor on the right.
Corner section for Raw,
and then floor behind commentary for SmackDown.
Yeah.
Did they do the SmackDown taping on Tuesday?
That was when they did SmackDown Live, I think, right?
Yeah, it was Monday and then Tuesday. Yep.
Yeah, that was when they did live SmackDown. Yeah.
$1,000 for all 4 shows. Yeah, you can't.
And the most we spent was for Survivor Series. It was $500 for 3rd row.
I think the most expensive thing I bought was the War Games chair. I bought it on the Bloom. It was like $100.
Yeah. It was good, man. Yeah, so I've been to WrestleMania twice. I went to WrestleMania 19 in Seattle, and then I went to WrestleMania 24 in Orlando. Back when it was one night and affordable, right? Like I had fucking 100 seats for $60 at WrestleMania 19. Crazy.
Yeah. Now, good luck.
Those are the days, man.
Yeah,
it was awesome. Raw is what, $400 for floor?
Yeah. It's a lot, man. Hey, listen, man, we're running super late on this podcast, but it was great to chop it up with you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We're gonna have to have all you boys back here again and talk creation.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, tell everybody where they can follow you, man, and find your creations.
You can find me on the Sky Factor on X, or as we call it, Twitter still, but X. And you can find Icons of the Ring, although we have posting on there as much on the Twitter page. But if you search tag either Icons of the Ring or Sky Factor, you can find my movesets there, and you can find creations on there too, Icons of the Ring. Just make sure it's an actual creator from Icons of the Ring, not one of these phonies that uses our search tag, like so many do. Make sure it's John Styles, Dr. Gorilla Nuts, Executioner, Tyrant, any of those. And we got plenty more coming up this year. We're not done yet, and we got more legends coming. Definitely more Attitude Era stuff coming. Some deep cuts. So hopefully some WCW stuff as well. So yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, you already know where to follow us. Follow us everywhere at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. James, throw in that Discord so people can come in and join our Discord as well, where we were building a community over there. We stay pretty active. I'm talking in that Discord every single day. So if you wanted to reach me, that would be the way to do it. Otherwise, follow us everywhere else at the Pro Wrestling Shoot. I'm Jesse. He's James. We'll see you next week right here on the show. Take it easy. Peace.